profound investigative missteps in seeking the indictment. CBS's Scott McFarlane is covering.
James Comey has denied wrongdoing and pleaded not guilty to making a false statement to Congress. But the judge has done here has ordered the grand jury materials be handed over to Comey's defense team. That is a rare thing, but the judge in a 24-page ruling says he has concerns about how the grand jury was conducted, some of the operations of the prosecutor, and gaps in time between the presentation of the evidence and the return of the grand jury indictment.
That prosecutor, a former White House aide, had been appointed just days before. The acting head of FEMA has resigned. He'd been criticized for the response to the Texas floods in July. President Trump now says House Republicans should vote to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. Correspondent Weijia Jiang.
Sources tell us behind the scenes that, frankly, he is just done talking about Jeffrey Epstein. He is incredibly frustrated that it is taking up so much oxygen, especially here in Washington, when he wants to be talking about issues that matter to him, like affordability and what he's doing on the border, and tariffs and bringing prices down.
Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago and Portland, Oregon, are reportedly being sent home. The Associated Press reporting it's part of a broader change to the deployments. The latest immigration surge of federal agents took place in Charlotte, North Carolina, with more than 130 arrests. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez on what's next.
According to Department of Homeland Security documents obtained by CBS News, New Orleans appears to be the next target of the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration. Border Patrol is preparing to send as many as 200 federal agents to New Orleans to arrest people they suspect are in the country illegally. Border Patrol has requested armored vehicles and special operations teams, and they could potentially be involved in this operation.
Jim Krasula reports on more fallout from cuts to medical research programs.
Nearly 75,000 people enrolled in medical experiments have been affected by the National Institutes of Health's massive funding cuts, according to a new report. Funding has run out for nearly 400 studies so far this year that focused on testing treatments for illnesses including cancer and brain and heart disease. An estimated $12 billion in NIH research projects has been cut by the Trump administration.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower. The Dow off 694 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
A drug operation with ties to cartels is busted. Details coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, Seattle Sports has our update. We've got a crash in Bellevue. It's westbound 90 at the off-ramp to northbound 405, partially blocking the ramp. It's on your right side. Minor backup forming right now behind it. South 5 heading into Seattle is crowded from Northgate to the Ship Canal Bridge. Linwood to Seattle is a 20-minute drive. North 5 looks good, but we've got building volumes approaching the West Seattle Bridge up to I-90. Southbound 167, still a brief backup approaching 84th due to road work in the area. Up in Shoreline, eastbound on Northeast 145th, bumper to bumper coming off I-5 along Jackson Golf Course over to 15th Avenue due to road work. You're down to one lane. That's about a half-mile backup. Some drive times right now. Everett to Bellevue, close to a half hour. Seattle to Federal Way is taking 25 minutes. Olympia to Tacoma, a half hour. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. The former Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to cut off the engines in a passenger plane mid-flight was just sentenced in federal court to time served and 3 years of supervised release. Joseph Emerson was off duty and riding in the cockpit when he reached for the engine cutoff switches. The flight crew stopped him and the plane landed safely in Portland. He was sentenced earlier in Oregon State Court to 50 days in jail with credit for time served and 5 years probation. An undercover operation leads to the arrest of suspected drug dealers linked to the Mexican Sinaloa drug cartel.
They are accused of transporting to and distributing large quantities of drugs in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. 6 pounds of heroin, 16 pounds of fentanyl powder, and 70 pounds of meth. Casey McNertney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
One way to think of it is if you went to Winco to the bulk food section and tried to load up 70 pounds of flour, everyone would look at you like, what are you doing?
The drugs have a street value of more than $1 million. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Police are searching for the person who killed 2 teenaged brothers in Lacey. Officers say Alexander and Devin Borgen were shot near College Street and 24th Avenue Southeast early Friday. Friends gathered over the weekend to talk about the boys.
It was just a kind-hearted person, really.
It'll make your name live on forever. You'll never be forgotten, ever.
Police tell KIRO 7 TV they suspect this was a drive-by shooting. They're asking anyone with surveillance video from the area to contact them. A Pierce County infant is hospitalized with a suspected case of botulism from recalled baby formula. The formula, called By Heart Whole Nutrition, has been linked to several cases of infant botulism across the country. It was recalled November 8th. A humpback whale that washed ashore in Oregon might not survive. Lisa Balance, who directs the Marine Mammal Institute at Oregon State University, tells Portland's Coin TV the young female was caught in crab gear before beaching Saturday.
That rope has caused some abrasion around the fin and around the mouth.
Crews tried to help Sunday, but the more time she spends on the beach, the less likely she'll survive. Well, Mariner fans, get ready to hear more of this.
Swung on, blasted, right field, Josh Naylor.
The M's are finalizing a 5-year deal to lock in slugger and first baseman Josh Naylor, a key part of the team's postseason success. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the low 50s. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Yeah. Mondays, for I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I go for the weekends! Son of a
Happy Monday to you. November 17th, Jake Skorheim, back in action. Spike O'Neill. Spike, welcome to the show.
I'm kidding you.
Did I get you sick?
No, I'm
Did
so
I
glad.
get you sick?
Nope. Yep. Thank you for being conscientious.
That's what people
Is that right?
say.
Conscientious.
It's close enough.
I can never get that right.
Nah, that makes sense to me.
Conscientious.
You sent me that text, which is really nice. You said thank you. It made me feel like a saint for calling out sick. I feel horrible calling out sick.
I'm the same way, but
I hate it.
I know, but I
mean, it's great, but I hate it.
You hate being sick.
Well, no. That's not the worst part. The worst part is I'm imagining. Here's the thing, and we'll get it. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend.
First things first.
First things first. We'll get into all of it.
Your throat.
So I had COVID, and I got it from one of my kids, who got it from probably one of their 1,000 friends who had it at school, and then they passed it along to my wife, who passed it along to me. So we were all sick in the house at the same time, which is, I'm out of the house, which is nice.
Okay.
I love my family, but you know what I mean? The Shining. You know what I mean?
I do.
So I'm very excited to be back. But
no working all kids makes Jake a dull boy.
It certainly does. Certainly does. Also, a bunch of stuff happened while I was gone, so I'm excited to jump into it and talk about it.
Yeah,
but we
back.
were, so I'm sitting at home and I'm like talking to my wife. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I could muscle through and go in, because I mostly sounded like this. I was like kind of coughing and stuff. But I did have COVID, and I took one of those tests that you take, and we've had it. We've had like these tests stored. I don't know if they're still good. We've had them for a couple of years now. They probably expire, but
They expire, but I've been told that they are still effective.
Usable.
Yes,
Okay.
effective.
Anyway, I took one of those, bing, bang, boom, said I had it, and I was like, did people even care about it anymore? She goes, you should probably, just so you don't make everyone mad at work, you think you're being a trooper, but they're all just looking at you.
And that's
glaring.
Right. And that's
why
what I
are you
always
bringing
got.
this in? Yes.
Yeah. But the company needs me. I would tell myself,
100%.
they can't do it without me.
100%.
Yeah.
And we all like ego tells us, like, oh, they couldn't do it without you.
Right.
But anyway, happy to be back. Super excited. So there's a lot of stuff that I missed. So I was out Wednesday through, and so when I last left, we were still waiting to find out what was going to happen in the Seattle mayoral election.
Yeah.
Now to be
we're
fun,
not going to know for weeks, we thought.
I didn't look into it because I wanted to discover it with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Live in person.
Oh.
So let me just check my notes here. Let me check the internet, see what that total is. It's Mayor Bruce Hale. Did he pull it back? Oh my gosh. Look at this. They elected Katie Wilson for mayor.
Oh my God. We finally really did it. You maniac! maniac! Oh, damn you! Damn you all to hell!
There's just the tip of the Space Needle sticking out of the
It's
surf, right? You and a horse,
That
and a
would've
woman
been
who can't speak.
Perfect. My wife dressed as whatever she was dressed as.
Oh,
Me in a
Nova.
loincloth.
Nova.
Yeah. No, but my wife, not Nova, because I'm a married
Great
man,
Halloween
but-
costume, by the way.
It is
The
a
two
good
of you.
Halloween
Yeah, it
costume.
is. Plus, she
you're-
can't talk.
you're
all night.
totally
It's
right.
Perfect. It's a perfect Halloween costume.
The Space Needle would have been perfect
Right,
there.
right.
You finally
you-
did it.
You maniacs.
I feel like so Seattle's interesting because I don't live in Seattle for this very reason, because they tend to elect socialist mayors every once in a while. But this is really the first time that they've full on done it. And the first thing I thought of when I heard this news, I was like, well, thank God I live in Snohomish County. And so you also don't live in Seattle.
I don't.
What was your reaction when you first heard that she won? Because it was funny because we were watching this like, this is actually a great analogy, like a slow motion car crash. We were watching as Harold just kept losing the lead.
Yeah.
Losing the lead. Katie Wilson just kept picking up steam.
Every recount gave her more percentage than she would need. Every one.
Which is what the prediction was.
Yeah.
She would pick up that day of progressive vote as those things kind of came, in at the last minute. And then she ends up winning by, she won by a couple thousand finally.
Yeah, but she beat the recount margin.
Bruce
which is
Harrell
what matters,
finally conceded.
Leah, what was it, Thursday of last week? He finally, Thursday evening, yeah.
What was interesting?
You didn't hear any of that, huh? Didn't hear his concession speech?
Okay, so I lied. I did listen to some of it. So Bruce Wilson, not Bruce Wilson. He's
Wouldn't that be
shivering when
great
I say that.
if we had a hybrid of the two of them?
No.
A little common sense.
No.
Come on.
No. It's like we had him and it wasn't great, but he was at least something. But we have her now. I don't live in Seattle. You have her. But so I want to play you a quick clip. We're going to play what Katie Wilson's been up to. She's like,
she hit the ground running, right?
Perfectly on message. She runs straight to a picket line and like starts boycotting Seattle businesses, which is what she's now doing in her first week in as mayor-elect. But Bruce Wilson, you pointed this out, and I thought,
not Willis.
What do I keep saying?
Harrell. You keep saying Bruce Wilson.
Bruce Harrell.
Bruce Harrell.
What's his name?
It's easy to forget.
What's his name? Yeah, who was it again?
It's so forgettable.
He's now just
so forgettable.
So forgettable.
That was the campaign slogan, wasn't it?
That was why he lost.
Yeah.
That's why he lost. Yeah. And the thing was, you pointed this out, in his concession speech, Bruce Harrell was
Be Rusey.
He was way different than he was during his campaign.
Riz, as the kids like to say.
I'm going to play you a little clip. And this is him. He just sounds cool here. He just sounds like a normal dude versus when he's trying to like out-progress Katie Wilson, which is something he couldn't do because of sanity. But let me play you this clip of him. This is in his concession speech from, I believe this was Thursday.
And it's been my absolute honor, the honor of my lifetime to serve in this role. Now, for you history buffs, I do want to remind you that I was both the 54th and the 57th mayor of this city of Seattle.
Everybody clapping. It's a funny line. It's great. Good line. Yeah. Also, his wife, I'm going to pause this real fast. She's standing beside him. Jason Rantz made this as a mention. The election day, he came and kind of did like a media blitz, and he came here and he was on a bunch of shows. And like you said, he was just everywhere.
He's wallpaper.
And his wife was with him. And so Jason did an interview with them. And then right after the interview, he's talking to us, and he was saying Bruce Harrell made a catastrophic error in his campaign, which was not having his wife with him everywhere, because she's charming, she's likable, she's everything that you want to project to people who might potentially vote for you and relate to you. It instantly makes him more relatable. Like a good wife instantly makes you more likable. Every husband knows this.
Absolutely.
And he should have also known that. Now, I don't know what their arrangement is. She may not have wanted to be part of that campaign because she doesn't want to be in public life, which is totally fine. That's up to her and him and whatever.
They've been married over 30 years, he and Joanne.
Yeah.
That's an asset. I don't care. I don't care who you are in this world. Stability,
100%.
Commitment, loyalty.
Yes, 100%.
And she's got all the charisma in this relationship. And every relationship has one that's. All relationships are built on partnerships.
Yes,
they bring each partner brings a different skill set, a different different talents.
Yeah,
she's the one that got game. She was better with people.
She softened his edges.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Now I knew nothing about her until I saw her here walking around the building, chatting with people, and I was like, why wasn't she part of this team?
Right. Smiling, friendly,
just
warm,
being out there
engaging.
talking with people, 100%.
And he wasn't stiff, but she was better.
Yeah, but he's not like, I don't know. He wasn't this. In his concession speech, the pressure's off so he can finally kind of, be a little more himself.
Yeah.
And I thought I agree with you. I think he did a much better job being himself when he didn't, when he wasn't campaigning. And it sounded like this. And the sad thing is, if he had done this, it's like that age-old thing. When you stop trying, then you can find success at it. If you push too hard at something, sometimes it just doesn't work because you're forcing it.
Yeah, yeah.
If he had done this, maybe Katie Wilson would be, just an afterthought.
A footnote to hissy.
She'd just be a good.
Remember that time we almost elected a socialist?
Yeah,
that was close.
She could finally take off those
Goodwill jackets.
Costumes.
Yeah, let her bun down and
yeah,
just be herself.
Just be herself. But now she's got to keep
focus
playing
on
that
the family business of bread making, right? Raise your kid yourself instead of hiring somebody else to do it. The American dream. Right?
Yeah. So let me play you just a little more Bruce Harrell, and then we'll get into Katie Wilson, what she's doing, because there's a Starbucks strike, which we want to talk about.
I want my full credit for those 5 days in 2017. And I want to ground this in a quote that I think is very apropos. Don't fear failure. It's not failure, but low aim. That's the crime. In great attempts, it is glorious even to fail. And I ask those that are thinking about public service, those who are in public services, those that are in private sector, and whatever you do, aim high, and you will never fail. You will learn.
It's interesting. If he would have taken, this might actually be good advice for any future politician out there, somebody who's looking to, impress the public.
Mm-hmm.
Plan your concession speech. All the pressure's off. What are the things you want to be remembered for? What would you say? If he'd come out there with that message, hey, you know what, guys, we're not going to hit every target, but we're still going to try hard. We're still going to try things.
Yeah.
We're going to fail at a lot of things. It's politics. You're going to fail at most things. Also, Seattle, you're just going to fail at a lot of things.
Right.
Every mayor in the history of Seattle knows this. It's literally written into the job description. You're going to suck at this. It seems to be that's what happens. So just know that going into it.
Okay. Yeah.
But it is really good advice for people, don't you think? It's like shoot for very high. Failure be damned.
Well, when you've got nothing to lose,
sure,
and you're completely honest and authentic, that's a great idea. Write your concession speech and then look at it and see, this is who you are. Who are you campaigning as?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think you're trying to convince to win over, to fool into their vote? You're trying to go after the progressive wing of the party because
by saying you wouldn't arrest somebody 8 times.
Right. I'm sure he doesn't feel that way.
Of course not. He can't possibly believe that. And I do wonder if that's when voters were like, you know what? This guy doesn't have the backbone that we need for somebody just to say, hey, yeah, you should arrest somebody when they do bad things.
I bet that's a large part of it.
But if he'd been honest, they would say, hey, we like this.
There was an inauthenticity about it.
Like the cut of his jib.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to be an armchair political consultant Monday morning.
Literally
right?
our job.
It is what we do. It's easier because you got the benefit of experience and hindsight and all those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, now we're in the FO portion of the equation.
We're not even there yet. She hasn't even taken office.
Well, it's coming.
It's coming.
We're tied to the tracks, and the trains are coming.
Let me ask you, what do you think she's going to do? Given what you've now seen, she's been mayor-elect for 3.5 days.
Well,
4 days,
her first couple public statements were, I sure hope we can this. I'm hoping
we can play this.
I'm hoping. Yeah, go ahead.
A Tale of Two, November 13th. This was Bruce Harrell. We just played his concession speech, which I found him the most likable when he's saying goodbye.
Yeah.
You
never look better than when you walk out the door.
Which is always
that's a country
also
song. Write
true
that
for
down. That's a great song. Yeah,
to your house.
Yep.
And mayors. I never liked them more than when they're saying goodbye.
You never look better than when you're walking out my door. I'm writing that down.
Absolutely.
Let's get an AI country song for that. We're going to make millions.
Can make money on that. Those are good lyrics. All right, and this is Katie Wilson talking about what she wants. So she now, this is the day he concedes. She's now got the job, and what is she going to give us?
There is an awful lot that I want to accomplish as mayor. I want everyone in this great city of ours to have a roof over their head. I want universal child care and free K-8 summer care. I want world-class mass transit. I want great, safe public spaces where kids can run around with abandon. I want stable, affordable housing for renters. I want social housing. I want much more land and wealth to be owned and stewarded by communities instead of corporations. I want a robust economy with thriving small businesses, great living wage jobs, and strong rights for workers. I want a city where everyone has the basics of a dignified life, including healthy food, access to health care, and supportive communities. I want a city where your health and your life expectancy and your children's future doesn't depend on your zip code or your race.
Don't care how
I was thinking.
She was a bad egg.
Bingo.
I was thinking more like, I want a hamburger, I want a cheeseburger, I want potatoes. You'll get nothing and like it. Yeah, I mean,
I want a bean feast. What is a bean feast, by the way?
I have no idea. Is that what she said?
She's in that song. She says, "I want a feast."
That's of course.
I want a bean feast. Is that an English thing?
I guess.
Jonah, look that up.
Veruca Salt
seems to be something related to the British.
We said that. Look it up.
Got it right now.
Okay.
Historically, an annual dinner given by an employer for their employees. So if you brought me pizza, that'd
beans?
Be bean feast.
Bean feast.
It's a bean feast.
Well, I mean, I don't want beans.
There's nothing to do with beans.
I don't think so.
A celebratory meal or party is referred to as a bean feast.
But it's not beans.
No, it doesn't have to be beans.
Okay.
A bean feast.
Well, that's confusing. Those lyrics are confusing. Back to Katie Wilson.
That was the least confusing thing in that movie, by the way, but move on.
She wants a lot of things.
She does.
So the problem is, how do you pay for a lot of things?
Well, here's the thing about, the cry of fear from New York to Seattle, coast to coast. Mm-hmm. Here comes the socialist nightmare, the FO portion of our FAFO equation.
Yeah.
Nobody elected a king, an empire, a tyrant. These people all have to work within the systems that they are elected into.
Correct.
City councils, state governance, federal governance, all these things. It's so, to Bruce, I'll meld these two messages, right? Aim high. Seek the moon. Aim higher than you. Don't aim for what you want. Aim for what you above what you want. And and the system will knock you back down. And maybe you'll get close to the goals you set for this city with regard to affordable housing, better, safe public spaces, free transportation, free healthcare, whatever it may be. Maybe there's just something in the budgets that we create that give us more affordable childcare, that give us more affordable things. Maybe free is not attainable, but if you aim for more affordable, you're not going to get close to that. So aim higher.
What's interesting about this is, if you were to ask the average person right now, do we think that our government is? I'm locally here.
Yeah.
Are they not spending enough on these things as it is?
If you would ask people,
what do you think their answer would be?
Of course, no one would say that they're not spending enough. They're spending too much. We're not getting effective use of our budgets.
So that's what my question would be to her.
Yeah.
How is she going to fix that in the Seattle area when she's talking about housing for everybody?
I know what her first solution will be.
What?
Going deeper into your pockets.
Well, that is true.
That's the first. How are you going to get there?
That is true.
Well, you're going to help me, Seattle.
Was it Margaret Thatcher, right? Her famous clip or famous quote about socialism. You've heard that one? Problem with socialism is that you always run out of people's money.
Is that she the one said that? I've heard the quote. Didn't know it was her.
I think that's her.
Oh, saucy minx.
Because now that's what she's talking about doing. She's talking about these big corporations paying their fair share.
Come on.
Come on, Spike. You're not a socialist. You don't believe that.
You know what? I'm not a socialist, but I don't have to be a socialist. When Elon Musk says, I wanna build rockets to Mars so I can save the future consciousness of humanity.
Yeah.
And when we blow up this planet because we don't give a rat's patootie about it, at least the essence of what it meant to be human will live on Mars. How about just paying your taxes so we can feed people and build stuff? That'd be nice. You have to go to Mars. How about saving humanity while we still have some?
He's the largest taxpayer in history. That's an interesting example.
He's also the biggest tax dodger in history too, by the way.
He has paid more in taxes. We're not having an Elon Musk argument here, but he has paid quite a lot in taxes.
He sure has.
Largest single tax check ever written.
And the largest earner in history. That goes without saying. He's paid more in taxes, but he also dodged more than any other oligarch in history.
Dodged is an interesting word.
Well, I missed you so much. I'm so good. Welcome back. This is great.
It's good to be back.
This is great.
It's good to be back.
Oh, did somebody else faint? They're ushering people quickly out of the Oval Office.
Can we talk? We didn't have a chance to talk about the Starbucks strike. Can we do that a little bit later?
Yeah, we can get back.
Okay, let's get back into that. Because Katie Wilson,
day one, focus on the new mayor.
Runs right over to a Starbucks line and starts talking about.
Give me a sign.
Yeah.
No, picket sign. A physical sign.
The audio, though.
I want a sign.
The audio is unbelievable. We're going to play it for you, and we're going to break it down beat by beat, and a lot of Veruca Salt vibes in it.
Did she break out her guitar with the "This kills capitalism" written on it?
Everything but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So So we'll talk about that. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about sports with Mike Lefko. It's going to be great. Stick around. And then later in the show, Cameron Crowe.
Cameron Crowe. We have rumors that Cameron Crowe is going to join us.
In studio, I think.
His The Uncool book tour makes his way to Seattle tonight, and he's going to join us.
He'll be on at 1 o'clock. It's going to be great. All right, tons of fun stuff. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Disaster in L.A.
Sam, look out. Back across the middle. Ball is intercepted. Reading Sam Darnold's eyes. Why did Sam Darnold not see some of those defenders?
How do Darnold and the Hawks bounce back?
I got to be better personally. He's a great quarterback. He's our quarterback. We love him.
We all know Sammy D's a baller.
We threw 4 interceptions today and had a chance to win it at the end.
Proud of our guys for fighting, man.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington community champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Out at the Wilcox family farm, our hens roam freely on fresh green pasture. But that means predators like coyotes and eagles are always nearby. That's where our team of Great Pyrenees help out. These gentle giants were born to protect, and they become a part of our family. Raised alongside the chickens from puppyhood. Our hens are raised humanely, our practices are organic, and our promise is simple. Fresh eggs straight from our farm to your table. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle, until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, "Buy low, sell high." There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Black Friday deals are back at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, discover incredible savings on Nordic-inspired furniture and decor for every space in your home. From statement pieces for your living room to instant upgrades for the dining room, bedroom, and more. It's the perfect time to refresh your favorite space or reimagine your entire home. Dania Furniture. We make it simple. You make it home. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. He faced up to 20 years in prison, but the off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to cut off the engines in a passenger plane mid-flight was today sentenced in federal court to time served and 3 years of supervised release. Joseph Emerson was sentenced earlier in Oregon State Court to 50 days in jail with credit for time served and 5 years probation for the 2023 incident. The FAA has lifted all flight restrictions imposed at major U.S. airports during the government shutdown. Many air traffic controllers who called in sick rather than work without pay are back on the job. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha has more from SeaTac Airport.
The FAA did say that over this weekend, on Sunday, it had only one staffing issue. That compares to November 8th, when they had 81 major staffing issues when it came to air traffic controllers managing flights that all these people are getting on. So we're seeing a bit of good news here at the airport this morning, but it could take days, maybe even a week, to get fully back to normal.
FEMA's acting administrator has resigned after just over 6 months on the job.
I'm Peter King. Critics felt David Richardson had a credibility problem from the start. In one meeting with colleagues, he said he wasn't aware that the U.S. has an Atlantic hurricane season. Early on, he told employees that he alone would speak for the agency. When Texas was hit with deadly flooding in July, several FEMA officials told CBS News they were unable to reach him, and as a result, FEMA was delayed in deploying search and rescue teams.
Charlotte, North Carolina is the latest city targeted for immigration enforcement. Federal agents arrested nearly 100 people over the weekend. Homeland Security says agents are targeting criminal illegal aliens, but CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez reports.
Out of Chicago, which obviously has seen a massive buildup of immigration enforcement in recent weeks, the government has revealed that only about 16 of those 600 detainees actually were classified as public safety threats.
Most have no criminal record. A new analysis shows Washington state is the 5th most expensive state to retire in. Researchers at NetCredit looked at life expectancy, retirement age, and cost of living. They found you'll need at least $967,000. Yeah, nearly $1 million. Wall Street is getting dragged down by concern over tech shares. The Dow is down right now 613 points. NASDAQ is off 278. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. Closets by Design has our update. Another soggy day, slippery road conditions. Be sure to drive a little slower and keep a safe distance. South 5, if you're heading into Seattle, remains crowded from Northgate into downtown. Linwood to Seattle now up just a bit to 25 minutes. Both lake bridges continue to look great. In Auburn, we've got a disabled semi. It's blocking the intersection of Auburn Way South right at Highway 18. The semi was heading up the on-ramp to 18 and conked out. We've got a tow on scene, so this should be cleared soon. The State Route 20 North Cascades Highway reopened this morning after a 4-day closure due to avalanche danger. If you're planning on traveling cross-state, be prepared for winter conditions. Here's some drive times for you. Bellevue to Federal Way, a half hour. Tacoma to Olympia, a half hour. Seattle to Everett, 25 minutes. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the low 50s. It's 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
All right, we're back with Mike Lefkoe, 710 Seattle Sports. Check it out. Mike, welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome. To me, I guess. Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
You guys.
Yeah, it's a Monday. I don't know.
It's a Monday.
Dreary, rainy.
I'm not sighing at you.
Yeah.
I'm sighing at that game yesterday.
Yeah, and then the weather.
The weather I couldn't care less about. I don't believe in sad. I think that's made up.
Right?
I
Exactly.
believe it's made up. You know
It's
what
a
that
nice wet blanket.
Some people like it.
I love it.
As many people feel sad about seasonal affective disorder. There's a lot of people feel. I mean, I don't know what the acronym would be. You'd have to spell it out, but it'd be happy that they have the rain. There's sick people here locally that it gets raining. They go, "Oh, I like it. It's cozy." So there's just as many people. You're there. You're that guy.
My wife hates the sun. I think she's part vampire.
Well, that would explain it.
Yeah, it explains why she looks so good at this age. Yeah.
Let me tell you something I hated. I hated that game yesterday.
I loved that game.
And you love that game.
I did.
Mike, how did you feel about that Seahawks
Wait,
game
you
yesterday?
love that game?
I love that game.
Wait, why?
Because
Seahawks lost, by the way, if you guys didn't know.
Seahawks. Because despite Sam Darnold having his worst day as a Seahawk, maybe his worst day in his professional career, there have, I think, been 7 different times that a Seahawk quarterback threw 4 interceptions in one game. None of that list. Well, Zorn's on that list twice, I think. Anyway, despite the fact that Sam Darnold had the worst game of the year, maybe of his career, this team, didn't allow a sack. They ran the ball beautifully yesterday. No matter who was carrying the rock yesterday, they ran the football against a pretty good Rams defense.
It still had a chance to win. You're right.
And at the end of the day, playing a terrible offensive game where they finally 1 for 4 in the red zone, 1 for 5 in the red zones, I think it is actually, right? They came within a 60-yard kick of winning the game.
The defense played extremely well.
Played
My
extremely
voice is
well.
gone, by the way, from the weekend. But I think
the
there's
offensive
a
line
big
played
despite.
extremely well.
You started off with the big despite, though, and it's the fact that now the pattern for Sam Darnold is that he can't play in a big game. And that's literally what ended his tenure in Minnesota. So you have that last game against the Rams in the playoffs where he got sacked 9 times, didn't beat the Lions, didn't beat the Rams in the last regular season. The Vikings did not bring him back because of that. And that was the discourse that we've had all offseason, all season to this point. Sam Darnold's an MVP. What will it take for people to realize how good he is? Well, he's got to win a big game. And then unfortunately, when that's the conversation around him and he goes out there and throws 4 interceptions, that's a big concern because he hasn't proved he can win a big game. And so that, for me, is the overarching concern behind everything else that went well. Your quarterback still is the most important person on the field. And if he does that, what happens in the playoffs? What happens against the Rams again this season?
And I'll tell you what, the anticipation heading into that game yesterday was like more palpable than I felt a regular season game in quite a while, especially like mid-season regular season game.
And to Lefkoe's point, we were asking that question.
Yeah.
That's the question. You're right.
Sorry to be a downer on this. I know you had a good excitement. There's lots to be excited about.
Seasonal affective disorder.
Exactly.
You haven't dampened my excitement because that's an inside job by Darnold. Okay, they don't have to teach him to throw a better ball. They teach him to calm the hell down and make better decisions.
So this didn't depress you, Spike?
Knowing that the
play
offensive line, he got sacked 9 times in that playoff loss.
Yes.
The Vikings lost to the Rams the last time he faced the Rams. They didn't get sacked once yesterday.
Well, but I think that's...
They didn't have to sack him. They had the ball.
Exactly. I think that's in the back of his mind, is that they weren't getting a lot of pressure. They did not sack him. But in his mind, he's like, got to get it out quick. Got to make that throw because I held it too long. And so that was the story. And he acknowledged it. Yeah.
I wish
he acknowledged it after the playoff loss. And today, this week, going into that matchup against the Rams, like, I might have held it too long. When I make quicker decisions, well, those quick decisions were not resulting in completions.
This is him right after the game talking about some of these self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, obviously a tough one today. I felt like, despite the turnovers, we moved the ball. We just couldn't finish in the red zone. I think that was a big thing today. And then, obviously, like I said, can't turn the ball over as much as I did today. I'll learn from it, watch the tape, grow from it. Gotta give credit to, the Rams. Obviously, they're a really good defense, really good team.
They're really good at intercepting the ball.
But, I gotta be better personally. And I know we'll bounce back and learn and grow from this one.
This was, what do you think about Ernest Jones?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay,
I love this.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Sam's been balling. Like, if we want to try to define Sam by this game or what, man, Sam's had us in every game. So for him to sit there and say, "Oh, that's my fault," no, it's not. It was plays that defensively we could have made plays. There were opportunities where we could have got better stops. Yeah, I mean, like, it's football, man. And he's our quarterback. We got his back, and you got anything to say, quite frankly.
All right, so where are the Seahawks thinking today?
Here's the thing. I think and this is tough at times for sports fans to come to terms with because it is so black and white of win or loss. You can have two thoughts that simultaneously are there. Is that Sam Darnold's really good, and he's been very good for this team, and he has won them a lot of games, and he has played like an MVP. But in that game, he lost them that game. There's no ifs or ands or buts about it because the defense played so well. Yeah. They held Matthew Stafford to his worst performance. Matthew Stafford's an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
He's been incredible this season.
Best season of his career.
And the defense completely kept the Seahawks in the game. And yes, they had a chance to still win after all that. So all of that's true. The Seahawks are still probably one of the best teams in the NFL, but Sam Darnold in a big game has not proven it, and he's, again, going to have to deal with these questions until the Rams game on that Thursday night, maybe the Niners at the end of the year because the Niners look good again, and then any playoff game. You know they're going to bring. That's the storyline. You know those highlight packages will run, all the montages of Darnold's last playoff game and all of that.
But what I loved about that last quote we played, that's what you want from a team. That's great coaching.
Rallying around him.
Yes, that is like, no. We lost the game. You know, we could have made a stop in the red zone, and the Rams just got in there and did what they had to do in the red zone.
Yeah.
Their defense, we could have done. We held them to one field goal. We win the game. I mean, there's so many plays.
Admirable from Ernest Jones.
And that punt, that punt was a gift from God.
Yeah.
That ball bounces in the end zone. We're not trying to kick a 60-yard field goal at the end.
Well,
We're trying to kick a 50-yard
I don't like that logic
goal.
either because the Rams defense plays differently. They're not going to be as light off the ball. They're not going to be giving you as much space. So it's not going to be like, well, the Seahawks are necessarily going to drive down as they did.
Yeah, but
the Rams bring different pressure.
That last drive, it took them. It was like 5 plays in there at the 14.
The Seahawks offense did nothing until that to give you confidence that they could drive down the field and score when they had to.
Let me just
they got
say
their
this.
field goals. The
As an
Rams maybe
outside
play
observer,
that guy different. That
I
drive
wasn't
differently.
on the field, but let me just say this: they would have won that game.
The Seahawks?
For sure. They would have won that game.
If they get the ball at the 20.
If they get the ball at the 20.
Yeah, and it's a what if that makes sports conversations fun. But you don't know if the Rams draw up pressure instead, if they bring a blitz instead of sitting back. They were playing very soft coverage because they knew how far the Seahawks had to go.
They had a lot of the yards.
I will say, to wrap it up here quickly, loved Ernest Jones' comments. I know you're always going to support your team, but the defense, I came away more impressed with the Seahawks defense.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I'm very encouraged by that.
Also, have you guys heard the nickname Yosemite Sam Darnold? I had just heard that. What do you guys think of that? Yosemite Sam.
It's all right. Let me let that ferment a while.
They both have red hair.
Yeah, they do.
They're both named Sam.
Are they short? He's not short.
He's not
He's
a
like
short guy. Yeah,
and he seems pretty calm. Yosemite Sam has a short fuse.
No, I know, but wouldn't it be cool if he took on that persona a little bit, grew a big handlebar mustache, kind of leaned into it?
That'd be an interesting look for Darnold.
Wouldn't it be an interesting look?
And
he goes out there kind of like this Western gunslinger.
Hold on there.
Yes.
He might need a little of that for that Thursday night game against the Rams.
I think he needs a little bit extra.
Jake's got the good idea.
And Yosemite Sam Darnold, I think, might get us there.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. I'm putting it out there. If he wants to pick it up, enjoy it. Mike Lefko, always great having you in.
We'll talk Josh Naylor signing
there you go.
next
time.
week.
Yeah. We've got him for 5 years.
Yeah,
we got
good stuff.
Yes.
We'll talk about it again. All right, that's Mike Lefko. You can hear him at 710 Seattle Sports. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
The John Curley Show.
What is this world coming to? I ask you.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I loved going to the dump there in Fremont before it became the transfer station. This guy pulls up, and from the back of his truck, he looked like he had his grandmother's entire house. And I just waited, and every time he'd throw something in, I would just spear it like a fish.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa? I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble. How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G. Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present. Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines. Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax to sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you know what employees say is their number one perk at work? Extra PTO? Nope. Gym memberships? Guess again. It's free lunch. And what's the best way to order food for work? EasyCater, a food tool built for the modern workplace. With online ordering from a huge variety of restaurants for any group size, tools to meet dietary needs and stay on budget, employee meal programs, and more. All on one platform. So perk up your workplace with EasyCater. Order now at easycater.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
$83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
$83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Do you need glasses or contacts and you're now at the age where you also need readers? K2 Vision RLE is the permanent solution to eliminate the need for all those. Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. Andy, for those nearing age 50 or so, refractive lens exchange can be a great alternative to LASIK.
That's right, Joe. K2 Vision RLE is a terrific permanent solution for a lifetime of great vision. The older we get, we experience the dysfunction of our natural lens, which affects both distance vision and requires the use of reading glasses. Plus, after K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
And like LASIK, K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. The question is, which procedure is right for you?
After replacing more than 100,000 failing lenses, we have the experience to tell you if it's your right time for RLE.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation with us about K2 Vision RLE to get your eyes seeing young again. Permanently.
Go to K2VisionRLE.com. K2VisionRLE.com.
What's your holiday tradition? For most, it's gathering with a joyful meal. Unfortunately, for many families, that tradition feels out of reach. To help, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors the next time you're at Safeway checkout or visit nourishingneighbors.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/Dining District.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're excited. We're like 10 minutes from now, 15 minutes from now. Cameron Crowe is coming in. He's got a new book out. He's got an appearance tonight. They're actually doing an event at Benaroya Hall at 7:30. He's going to be talking about his new book called The Uncool.
Yep.
And he had an amazing, unbelievable experience when he was in his teenage years.
His whole life's been an amazing experience.
We're going to ask about this because I am interested in how somebody at that age even can even conceive of how fortunate they are to be breathing the air that they're breathing.
That's a great question.
I don't think that you can. He was embedded with bands like Led Zeppelin, and
Allman Brothers,
Fleetwood Mac, all these people, Leonard Skinner, interviewing them, writing for Rolling Stone when he was a teenager. Rolling Stone didn't know he was a teenager, by the way. If Almost Famous is true,
we can ask him. Yeah, how much of that is? I mean, it was ripped from his life, but there's always artistic embellishment.
It's crazy.
Did he really say he was a golden god?
Yeah. Anyway, but this guy, he's not only like his crazy career about writing about music, he's also directed a ton of stuff. Jerry Maguire,
he was embedded,
Fast Times at Ridgemont
He was
High.
embedded in a high school to write a story for Rolling Stone about the high school students of that day.
And that became Never Been Kissed.
No, right. I was going to say, does Never Been Kissed, do they owe you royalties for that?
They should pay him.
But, I moved here in the late 80s, early 90s, and lived through the grunge explosion. And he made singles.
Yeah.
Which caught that moment, that era.
And he was married to
Nancy.
Somebody in Heart?
To Nancy for quite a while, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
That's
so
why
she's
in Fast Times, by the way.
15 minutes. She's in it?
She's in Fast Times.
I didn't know that.
When Brad is driving the deliveries for the seafood place and he's in the car in the sailor uniform,
I don't know
the blonde in the next car, that's Nancy Wilson.
There you go. Yes. All right. We'll ask him about that specific scene.
No, we won't. I think they divorced.
Oh, they had a bet. Okay. Well,
I'm sure they're amicable.
All right, let's get into. We only have a couple minutes here, so I saw this story. I thought this was kind of interesting because this just seems like common sense to me. But so much of what I think is common sense is apparently people just have no idea that this is something you should do.
It's lost on this generation.
It is lost.
Yes.
Okay, so Target has this new thing called the 10-4 policy.
Tell me more.
10-4 policy.
They're only open from 10 to 4?
They're not open from 10 to 4.
Okay.
Employees are expected to notice you if you're 10 feet away. It's a rule about what your employees are supposed to do on site if somebody walks through your store and you're wearing a red vest, you're working at Target, you're walking around. If you see somebody that's 10 feet away from you, now you're not even a Target employee, but what do you expect a Target employee who's 10 feet away from you would be expected to do? Because these are rules now. They actually they're writing down.
Okay, well,
because they didn't know this.
What I expect is what I've seen is that they don't pay any attention to me.
Perfect.
In their red vest.
That's going to change.
And so now they're saying,
they have to notice you.
Okay.
They have to wave. They don't specify what kind of a wave. If it's one of these waves, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like a wave. Could also be probably a little salute.
Yeah.
Eye contact is also something you have to make. Which is interesting. They specify, they say eye contact. In fact, we have a little bit here from a local news station that covered the story. This is in Fox 5 in Houston or something.
So this is basically the 10-4 policy from Target. It's effectively a happiness policy. Here's how it's going to work.
We're already saying this. We need to play this. That's my fault.
Oh, that's okay.
So they need to make eye contact with you.
Within 10 feet.
If they're within 10 feet. If they're 4 feet away, they're required to walk up to you and start a warm conversation. Here's the thing. I like the 10-foot rule. I like I'm okay with the eye contact as long as they don't hold it.
Right.
If they hold the eye contact for too long.
Okay.
Then that would make me uncomfortable.
So what's a warm conversation? This is where I'm getting worried. A warm conversation?
Let's practice this.
Okay.
You're 10 feet away.
Okay.
I'm actually in a vest, ironically.
Yeah, you could be.
Just as a coincidence. So I'll be the employee and you just be a person shopping. All right. So I notice you. I'm 10 feet away from you and I notice you from 10 feet.
Doing a wave. Okay.
Now, I'm noticing that you're in the ladies' garment section.
Okay.
So I'm making strong eye contact with you. But I'm thinking that I want you to leave the ladies' garment
my first thought
section.
is, are you security? But no, you've got a bright red vest on.
I've got a vest on.
Security tends to be more incandescent.
And it says Jake.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to make eye contact. Now, 4 feet.
I get closer to you.
Now you get closer to me.
Right. Yeah, well, I come within 4 feet of you.
But you're in the garment section. Now I'm running away.
Are you really? Well, at this point, is the employee supposed to say, hey, Okay, something I can help you find?
They walk up to you, warm conversation.
Well, I don't want a warm conversation. I want helpful interaction. Maybe maybe you have to tell people these days to be polite to the customers.
That's what they're saying.
That's part of the warm conversation directive, the 10-4.
So we have to hold eye contact.
Okay.
And I'm just going to stare at you. And then I'm going to say, how's
what
your
kind of
day
music?
going,
What
buddy?
kind of music's on the PA? Because if it's violin music, I'm worried now.
Yeah, just music. So it might be soft.
So what you're telling me is Target's figured out that their employees need to engage with their customer base.
Correct.
Okay, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Because this era doesn't know how to interact with or service customers at all.
I think you're right about that. There are all these young people, they just stare at their phones.
Right?
And so they don't know how to look people in the eye. So you have to tell them, you got to look
Lost
somebody in the
on
eye.
those people.
All right, Cameron Crowe's coming up next. It's going to be fun. Stick around. We'll talk to him. We'll be right back.
It's official. Seattle will have a new mayor.
I just spoke with Mayor-elect Katie Wilson to congratulate her on a hard-fought victory.
Stay with KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com for the latest.
I believe in good government, and I believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done inside City Hall.
From the trusted Northwest News voices you depend on.
Seattle has spoken, asking about real change.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425 855-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at progressive.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A federal judge has ordered grand jury documents turned over to former FBI Director James Comey's defense team. The judge said there was a pattern of profound missteps in securing the indictment of Comey. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
This was a bit of a self-inflicted wound if there are these errors before the grand jury, because many people were alarmed when a new U.S. attorney was appointed, and this new U.S. attorney had never, ever presented a case to the grand jury before. That was a recipe for this type of error that's being alleged in Jim Comey's case.
Comey was indicted for lying to Congress, charges he's denied. The Justice Department is seeking to stay the judge's order. The acting head of FEMA has resigned.
I'm Peter King. Critics felt David Richardson had a credibility problem from the start. In one meeting with colleagues, he said he wasn't aware that the U.S. has an Atlantic hurricane season. Early on, he told employees that he alone would speak for the agency. When Texas was hit with deadly flooding in July, several FEMA officials told CBS News they were unable to reach him, and as a result, FEMA was delayed in deploying search and rescue teams.
Richardson was on the job just 6 months. President Trump was asked today about his decision to now urge Republicans to vote to release the Epstein files. He continues to call the matter a Democrat hoax.
We've done a great job, and I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done. So I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages.
The House could vote on the measure tomorrow. It isn't clear what the Senate will do. Some good news ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. Chris Van Cleve reports airports around the country are getting back to normal after the government shutdown.
Aviation analytics company Cirium says while airline bookings will be up this Thanksgiving over 2024, the pace of bookings dropped 50% during the first week of November.
We were really nervous, actually, to make Thanksgiving plans, so we kind of waited till last minute. We just bought them.
Still, the nation's airlines predict they'll fly a record 31 million.
Jim Krasula reports more Americans are falling behind on their heating bills.
Past due balances on utility bills jumped nearly 10% in the second quarter over the same period last year. That's according to a think tank called the Century Foundation. It says nearly 6 million households in the U.S. have utility debt so severe that it will likely be reported to collection agencies.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished lower. The Dow Jones Industrials off 557 points. The Nasdaq was down nearly 200. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A big order from Boeing. The story coming up. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, this report brought to us by Closets by Design. We're doing pretty good as we start our 1 o'clock hour. In Auburn, we cleared that disabled semi about 10 minutes ago. It was blocking most of that intersection of Auburn Way South at Highway 18. There's still some residual backups in the area. Southbound 405, we're picking up volumes between Factoria and Renton. Bellevue to Renton, you're still doing good, though, taking 20 minutes max. South 5 has improved with minor crowding now as you approach the Ship Canal Bridge down to the West Seattle Bridge. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes max. North 5, you're going to slow briefly at the West Seattle Bridge to the Columbian Tower. Some drive times, Bellevue to Everett, a half hour. Seattle to Federal Way is going to take you 25 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia, a half hour. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. The King County Sheriff's Office says it's one of their biggest drug busts in recent memory. Deputies arrested 4 people who have direct ties to the Mexican Sinaloa drug cartel. They seized 6 pounds of heroin, 16 pounds of fentanyl powder, and 60 pounds of meth. Drug-sniffing canine cop Quinn gets some of the credit.
He made another great bust.
Casey McNerney with the King County Prosecutor's Office says the drugs seized have a street value of $1.3 million. We're learning that it was 2 brothers who were fatally shot in Lacey on Friday. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman spoke to friends who gathered at the site where they died near College Street and 24th Avenue Southeast.
17-year-old Alex Borgen, along with his 16-year-old brother Devin, were shot and killed early Friday morning. Not only do they say Alex was someone who made you laugh.
He was just a kind-hearted person, really.
He also brought people together.
He connected us together. He connected a lot of me and my friends together. He was just that kid that brought me out of everything.
Which has happened each night since the tragedy.
Police suspect it was a drive-by shooting. Neighbors are pushing back against a plan to cut down 200 trees near SeaTac Airport. The Port of Seattle says the trees pose a risk to planes during takeoffs and landings. Neighbors aren't buying it, they tell KIRO 7 TV.
That's absurd.
No.
There's no way. If the plane gonna go that low, then might as well gonna crash landing.
Most of the trees are on airport property, but a few are in the cities of SeaTac and Burien. Burien City Council has called for a special meeting on this. Boeing lands a big deal on the opening day of the Dubai Air Show. Emirates Airline has ordered 65 Boeing 777-9 jets made in Everett. It's a deal worth about $38 billion. Emirates is now Boeing's biggest 777 customer. Seahawks coach Mike McDonald is taking yesterday's 21-19 loss to the Rams in stride.
We're going to be seeing a lot of these guys. We're going to see them twice a year, possibly 3. And to me, it's like who evolves best from game to game, who learns from it, who grows the most is going to, get the advantage every time we play.
The Hawks are 7-3 on the season. They face the Titans in Tennessee Sunday. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the low 50s. It's 47 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
All right, welcome back to the show. I am so excited about this conversation we're about to have. This guy has been famous and done some amazing things in life.
Almost famous.
Almost.
Like
very
did
clever.
that.
Very clever, Spike.
This guy's been telling the story of his life, and I think our lives.
He's just he's an icon. I want to welcome him on the show so you don't waste any more of so we don't waste any of his time, and we don't want to waste our listeners' time with just Spike and I. They get plenty of that on their own. Cameron Crowe joins us now. Cameron Crowe, thank you so much for making the time. We really appreciate it.
I love being on the Jake and Spike show.
Nice.
So great to be here.
Cameron, that's the nicest
on
thing.
KIRO, no less. Come on.
On
right?
KIRO.
He knows. He knows.
He knows. He's been he's
yeah.
huge, long-time Jake and Spike listener, I'm sure. Cameron.
As far as I can remember, definitely. It's good to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
Super grateful that you made the time for us today. You have an event. We want to promote this, and people should check this out. You have a book out called The Uncool, a memoir. You have an event tonight at Benaroya Hall, and that's at 7:30. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct. Going to have a conversation with Mr. Eddie Vedder and a reading from the book, and it's just going to be a great opportunity to kind of say hello to Seattle. It's one of the great music cities ever, and talk about music and some of the stories behind the stories that I've been lucky enough to write.
It's so interesting that you named the book The Uncool, because it kind of tells your story of growing up in some very, very unbelievable situations, actually situations that are kind of like the coolest thing to do. So to call it The Uncool is ironic. Tell us a little bit about you have had like this magical life. I've been reading up about you. I've already been your movies. If I went down the list of movies here that you have either written or directed, people's brains would just explode. Honestly, Jerry Maguire, Single, Say Anything, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, just Vanilla Sky, Roadies, which came out recently, is fantastic. Aloha, We Bought a Zoo, all this stuff. Your life has been kind of magical. So why did you call it The Uncool? Let's start there.
It's so funny just even sitting here hearing you talk about some of the movies and stuff. It really feels like, I've just been a guy following my passion, which is music and telling stories. And so much of the movies that you just mentioned were written in Woodinville when I used to live in Woodinville. And so I have such a strong feeling about Seattle. But the uncool thing comes from something that Lester Bangs, the great rock critic that I met when I was like 16. He said to me something that I never forgot, which is, if you didn't feel included in your school and you weren't the popular one, don't feel bad, because a lot of the music that you love was created by people that felt like they were outsiders too. And he would say, almost as a rallying cry, like, come on, man, we're uncool. Let's not try and be anything else. That's us. And to me, I guess privately, I always thought that was like one of the coolest things I'd ever heard. But I did like the idea that like being an outsider created so many of the artists that we love and still remember, from David Bowie even, and Tom Petty, and even the guys in Pearl Jam. I think you become somebody who music speaks to. And that's what makes you feel like you're a part of the world, and you find your voice in the world, and music guides you there. So that's kind of the path I've always followed.
That's really so. It's insightful and it's liberating, and it's a welcome mat for music, because you're right. Those artists that spoke to us, it wasn't just because they were brilliant artists and brilliant musicians and lyricists and vocalists. We had that immediately in common with them. They were uncool and we were uncool, and that was the bond that they gave us.
It's true. I've been working on a movie about Joni Mitchell for a few years, and I just love her work. She is definitely a legend, and one of the great songwriters ever. She didn't arrive on Earth as a genius. She sold dresses in a small city in Canada, and decided she was going to write songs, and I'll just get better. I'll get so good that they can't deny me, and she too was an outsider. She was the uncool. And I don't know, we'll talk about a lot of this tonight, because we've done a few of these readings in cities before Seattle. I've been really looking forward to Seattle. But it's a gathering of music fans, and we get to talk about music, and there's some question and answer with the audience. And I do a reading from the book at the beginning. I think tonight it'll be a kind of a tale that it was a real quest to get this interview with Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers Band. When I was first starting out, and it was a chance to get a cover story in Rolling Stone, but I had to get an interview with Greg Allman, who was too shy really to do it. And anyway, it's a story I'll tell tonight, but it's just about following your heart, really.
Can you speak to that a little bit? Which is, for people who don't know your background, which is, I can't imagine there's many, but let's say that they don't. How old were you when you were writing for the Rolling Stone?
I was 16. Believe it or not. And I didn't really feel like that was such an amazing thing. My mom was a really, a teacher who really felt like, too much happens in the school system that you can skip over, so like she would skip me grades. And I actually like graduated high school at 15. And, I just followed my bliss, which is to ask musicians about the music that I loved so much. And, after the first time somebody let me backstage, they let me backstage again, because I was this kid that had a notebook full of questions, and I'd listened to all my favorite bands. So I knew what to ask them. And they would, a lot of that happened in San Diego, which was kind of a secondary city, and bands playing there were just like chilling out. Like, yeah, bring that kid in here. Yeah, sit down and ask me whatever you want.
Much more open to talking with you.
That's how I got started.
So the only thing Almost Famous that really didn't happen was your mom missing your graduation because you'd already graduated?
Well, she did go, but I got the diploma in the mail later because I didn't go.
Oh, funny.
I was actually on the road with Led Zeppelin, believe it or not.
That's insane.
And I know, it's insane looking back. It's insane even talking about it. But you know what? Those guys in Led Zeppelin were a very close group, close friends. It wasn't like a U2 show or something where there's 80 backstage dressing rooms. It's like there was one dressing room with the 4 guys that are Led Zeppelin.
They're like a team.
And me, you know, and they let me into their world. And that's something I write about in the book because, you know, Rolling Stone stories are one thing, but I was so honored to do cover stories on people like Bowie and Led Zeppelin, but there's always a story behind the story. And that's kind of what the book is about. It's, you know, all of these stories become a story about a relationship that you build with a guy like David Bowie. And what was it like to, you know, I didn't have a driver's license, so he used to drive me back home at the end of an all-night recording session, recording something like TVC 15, and then give me a ride home.
And then David Bowie would drive you home.
Yeah, in a yellow VW Bug. He had a yellow Volkswagen. And
was he David Bowie at the time?
recognized
Like
him.
if he would have stopped, like let's say the Bug broke down and he got out, would he be mobbed at that time?
You guys, he was wearing a red beret it was a blue beret with red hair and a green jacket. I mean, it's David Bowie driving that car, but no one expects him to see him in that car at 7 a.m. when you're driving your kid to school. You know, it's like, no, David Bowie's not in the car next to me. Well, he was. And I always used to look around and go like, you guys, take another look.
That's David Bowie.
I don't want to be that guy, Cameron. We're with Cameron Crows tonight at Benaroya Hall with the book The Uncool. One day I did get to drive Eddie Vedder from a softball game against the KSW Flies back to the station in my seafoam green Volkswagen Bug. So we have that in common.
We have that in common.
I want to use that to transition into the singles era of your life because I know that, you know, your hometown was San Diego, but you saw what was going on in Seattle. That moment where the entirety of the musical universe, we were the center of the universe. We were like, you know, London in the mid-'60s, like San Francisco in the late '60s, and there was Seattle.
You bet.
But you saw that and wanted to make sure you captured that vibe and that moment in your film Singles.
It's true. Well, I was already there, and I remember there was a radio station that was then called KCMU, and KCMU was one of those left of the dial, you know, kind of indie stations, you know, and I had come from Los Angeles and San Diego, and I heard this station that would play like blues, gospel, Mudhoney, and spoken word poetry, you know, all in the same hour. And I would hear that and just go like, well, this is great. This is more advanced than any of the cities that I've lived in, really. And I kind of saw the spark, the sub pop spark, and all of this start to grow. But I made Singles kind of as a romantic comedy set in a romantic city. And the story within that story was that there was a music scene that was kind of a secret. And what was wild was in the time that it took to make the movie and put it out came the explosion of Seattle. And so there were always people, like at the time I remember people thought like, oh, well, you just went out over a weekend and made this movie because Nirvana were really big. And it's like, no.
You know, it was 2 years ago,
dude.
dude.
A little bit longer to do it than that. It really, you have to kind of beg the studio to pay for it, and it's just a long road. But in the time that they took to put it out, because the movie was on the shelf for a bit, I remember the Warner Brothers, the studio was like, well, it's really not When Harry Met Sally, is it? There's like a lot of people with long hair in this movie. And
is that what they were trying to make? They were trying to make Harry Met Sally? You're like, that's not what this is.
It's like you say, it's like, oh, I want to make a romantic comedy. And we had made the movie Say Anything with John Cusack, which is set in Seattle. So I loved Seattle. Mother Love Bone, the great, you know, early Seattle band from that movement, their first music is in Say Anything. So I was already loving all this stuff. But it was funny because let's just say the elixir of all this hadn't reached the studio system of Los Angeles. They were like, why do you got Matt Dillon and long hair? Like, what's going on? And ultimately, fans sought the movie out, and fans wanted it to come out, and fans showed up to see it. And that's kind of been like all my stuff. Sometimes it comes out and it takes a beat before people find it, but then they find it, and I always feel so appreciative.
Well, I think
and it's always a chance to play a lot of music too. That's my favorite part of the whole process.
I think that speaks to your insight into what is quality and what works. I mean, you really have been on the forefront of so many things that by the time the rest of us get to it, you've been there a long time, and you helped us get access to this world.
You're very kind to say it. I just feel like I've been on a fan's journey, and it's kind of what I always end up writing about. Is like let's put you in the seat next to me, because I was lucky enough to be there and see some of this stuff, and see somebody like Tom Petty as he's finding his voice in the world. And so, like, here, sit next to me. I'm going to write about it so that you feel you get a front row seat too. And the same way with the movies that I've done. You know, Jerry Maguire is a really personal story about, you know, getting fired and who's going to show up and who's going to leave you behind. And that personal story became a big Tom Cruise movie. So you never know the path that your stories are going to take. That's part of one of the things I'll be talking about tonight for sure.
What's so interesting about your movies is as you go down the list and you look at these, they have kind of a timeless quality to them. Like, you can watch Jerry Maguire now at any time in life, and it still is going to make an impact on your life. There are movies that you watch, you go, that's dated. But your movies seem to kind of exist a little bit outside that. Like, how did you achieve that? I'm not just trying to like kiss your butt. I am actually interested in that.
I'll take it either way. No, I'm completely honored by what you're saying, because they're really kind of personal stories. Sometimes they're based on real life people. Often they're based on real life people. And, you know, the more authentic, even a movie like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, there weren't a lot of movies that took that had respect for young people, and, you know, wanted to get it right and spend the time to find out what their life was really like, which was still kind of my life too. Jerry Maguire, it's interesting. Jerry Maguire, at the time we were making it, was kind of thought to be, well, who knows? It's not Mission Impossible. It's kind of like a smallish Tom Cruise movie. But in fact, the things that Tom Cruise wanted to do in Jerry Maguire made it universal. Like, he really wanted to say, I remember he wanted to say the line, "You complete me." And I wondered if it was too cheesy. I remember saying to him, like, we might just have to cut this. And he said, "No, give me a shot at this. Yeah, I want to say this line. You complete me." And it ended up happening at like 3 a.m. at the end of a long day. And, like, you know, everybody was kind of tired, and these crusty, you know, crew members are just kind of dragging a little bit. And there's Tom Cruise, and he does this line, you know, "You complete me." I look around, they're all crying. This guy made it so real and so personal that you just felt the power that an actor can bring to your story.
Well, that's why it works. Like, all these years later, that's why that movie still, you feel something when you watch movies like that.
Well, Jake said, you know, and I agree with him completely, your movies are timeless, because I think you're probably the best storyteller of our generation. I mean, your movies, you're not just a brilliant director. You wrote all these brilliant pieces of work. I mean that. I think you're one of the best storytellers I've ever heard. Who are your favorite storytellers? What did you grow up loving, and who inspired you as a storyteller?
I love Wes Anderson's stuff. I love James L. Brooks's movies. I love anybody that kind of like tells a story from the heart. And when they add music to it, and just really let the music play and not just be little things that pop up, you know, when somebody gets out of a car or something, but like when you really let a record play. Quentin Tarantino does this as good as anybody.
Yeah.
You know, he'll just let you ride the surf of a great song, and you'll feel the story moving along, but you'll also get that extra tingle because the music is so great. Those are my favorite guys. And
you do that so good though.
And women.
In Almost Famous, that famous Tiny Dancer scene, which everybody knows it the second I say it.
Well, not just that. When his older sister drops the needle, this will change your life, or when. I'm getting a little verklempt here. I apologize. When Penny says, "Go to the record store and visit with your friends," that's so relevant to all of us.
Yeah. Well, you guys are amazing to talk about this with me. It is my favorite thing, and Almost Famous was. I talk about it in the book. It's just like it's a movie that because Jerry Maguire was a success, they let me kind of do one. Who knows how successful it'll be? The last movie did well, so I did Almost Famous. It's like my back pocket labor of love, and it is about music and it is about family, and as the years go by, that's the one I hear about the most. That little personal movie about loving music is the one that people say, I showed it to my kids, and my kids now understand that music more, and they want to listen to Led Zeppelin, or they want to listen to Tom Petty or Elton John, and I just was so lucky because of the stories that I did for Rolling Stone. A lot of those bands gave me a cut rate to use their songs, and I remember going to England. Check this out, you guys. Nobody had been able to use Led Zeppelin music in a movie, and we just jammed our movie full of Led Zeppelin music, and we got this call you got to come to England and show the movie to Jimmy Page and Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin because you're probably never going to get to use this music, but they want to see what you're doing. And I had written about them for Rolling Stone and had a relationship with them, but I'd never used their music in a movie. We go to England, we show them the movie. They're pretty quiet, just the two of them in this theater. At one point, Billy Crudup's character goes, I am a golden god. And Robert Plant said, I said that first. And so I thought, okay, all right, they're not hating this. And then when it was over, we went across the street to this little wine bar, and Jimmy Page and Robert Plant had talked about it. And they said, look, we decided, yes, you can use 5 of our songs, but don't use Stairway to Heaven because it's overused. It's like a wedding song now. Let us give you one of our acoustic songs for free to replace. For free. And that's Tangerine in the movie.
That's
unbelievable.
Yes, it's brilliant.
Unbelievable.
That's one of my favorite moments in this film.
I love it, right? And it's it was better than what we had. So it's really kind of, these are the stories behind the stories that are in the book The Uncool.
All right,
that's what brings us together.
You got to check this out tonight. If you don't have tickets already, go get them. Benaroya Hall tonight, 7:30.
Yeah.
Cameron Crowe with Eddie Vedder. It's just what a magical night. Go check it out. Cameron, thank you so much. You've made our day talking to us. We really, really appreciate it.
Mine too. Fantastic. Jake, Spike, love it.
All right,
Take
man.
care, you guys.
Have
You
fun
too,
tonight. Thanks
Best of
again.
luck.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Disaster in L.A.
Sam, look out. Back across the middle. Ball is intercepted. Reading Sam Darnold's eyes. Why did Sam Darnold not see some of those defenders?
How do Darnold and the Hawks bounce back?
I got to be better personally. He's a great quarterback. He's our quarterback. We love him.
We all know Sammy D's a baller.
We threw 4 interceptions today and had a chance to win it at the end.
Proud of our guys for fighting, man.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things have changed and some things haven't. Using those lanes without a good-to-go account means you'll receive a bill in the mail.
That is a change. You'll always pay the lowest toll rate with Good to Go. No change. Carpoolers now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Does a Good to Go pass still save you $2 on every toll? Definitely not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a Good to Go pass to save $2 every time you use it and on other toll roads in Washington.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Air travel now getting back to normal after the FAA lifted its order to slash flights at major airports, including SeaTac. KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha reports from SEA.
The FAA lifted the order starting this morning so airlines can bring back routes that were suspended.
We didn't know if her flight was going to go out as planned.
At SEA, Jack Williams saw his wife off for a trip, and he's taking one next week.
I know that it's not a, turn the switch on, turn the switch off type of process. Prior military, so I know how it was or how it is.
SEA had light crowds this morning. Many passengers thought Monday would see more delays and cancellations.
But at last check, just one cancellation at SeaTac today, according to FlightAware. Former Alaska Airlines pilot Joseph Emerson will serve no additional prison time for trying to shut off a plane's engines mid-flight. A federal judge in Portland sentenced Emerson today to time served and 3 years of supervision. Emerson made headlines back in 2023 after pulling emergency shutoff handles on a commercial Horizon Air flight. Emerson later said he was suffering a mental health crisis. Now to the closing bell reports. At least one local Starbucks is still closed over a worker strike. Some employees were picketing this morning outside the Inner Bay location on Elliott Avenue.
We're on strike indefinitely until the company's ready to come back to the table and meet us at the table with a real offer and bargain in good faith.
Starbucks spokesperson says when the union is ready to come back, the company is ready to talk. Boeing kicks off the Dubai Air Show today with a trio of new orders by overseas airlines. KIRO 7 TV's Didi Sun has more.
The big one is out of the UAE. Emirates Airlines ordered 65 777-9 jets. Emirates is one of the big customers of Boeing's wide-body jets. The new 65 planes means Emirates is now waiting on 270 total of the jets from Boeing. In addition to the Emirates order, Ethiopian Airlines purchased 11 of Boeing's 737 MAX jets, and Air Senegal made its first first Boeing purchase in 2 decades, 9 737 MAX jets.
On Wall Street today, a down day. Dow lost 557, NASDAQ down 193, S&P 500 off 62 points. Going now to the real-time traffic desk, here's Nate Connors.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Looks like we've got a new collision, something blocking eastbound 520 on Portage Bay. You're backed up as you get off the freeway. Southbound 405, you're thick heading through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton, plan on 20 minutes. The drive through Seattle looking good right now. Just minor slowing in both directions of I-5 as you make your way through downtown. Over to the Valley Freeway, northbound 167 slows through the Pacific Lane restrictions. There are brief backups at the First Avenue South Bridge where we had a recent closure for marine traffic. Here are some drive times. Issaquah to Seattle, 15 minutes. Seattle to Tacoma, 35 minutes. Linwood to Bellevue, 15 to 20 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Still some lingering showers right now, but we will dry out as the day goes on, staying cloudy with highs in the low 50s. Right now, 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. If you just missed our interview with Cameron Crowe, go back and listen to it. He's a remarkably normal guy for a guy who's led an unbelievable life, like a magical life. Ever since he was a teenager, he's been surrounded by Led Zeppelin and famous, and then he went on to grow up.
Tom Petty, David Bowie. David Bowie drove me home in the morning. Oh, it's unbelievable.
And then he grows up to make some of the most beloved movies ever made.
Yes.
And still a completely normal guy. And then he can spend 20 minutes with us and make us feel like we're special people. Just one of those guys. You don't often run into people like that. But
they say never meet your heroes because there's nothing new but disappoint you. This guy exceeded expectations.
You meet him, and he's great. Yeah. So, he was great. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we enjoyed just completely fanning out on him. So that was fun.
We did.
Let's, he's got to go dry his butt now. We kissed it so much.
It's clean.
But it was worth kissing. Good guy. All right. You guys might have noticed that Laura is not on the show. And so we wanted to tell you why. It's because she's off donating her time or something. She's on a boat. She's on a cruise in Alaska.
That's a generous description.
Listen, here's the honest truth. She's going to be on with us in just a second. I have no clue what she's doing. She just told us, she goes, hey guys, I'm heading out of town for a couple weeks. I'm volunteering on a boat in Alaska. I'll see you in a week and a half.
I think she's filming the next season of Below Deck.
Something.
That reality show about the crews who work with the monstrous guests on their boats.
Jonah, is she on with us? We have a link for her? Yep. Okay, here she is.
I'm right here.
Oh, here she is. There's Laura. Oh, she is on a boat. Oh, she's got people with her. Is that a captain?
I can't believe I have to follow Cameron Crowe. Who planned the show?
It wasn't you. It was Jonah.
Jonah did.
Sorry. All right, let's start with the beginning. Where are you, and what are you doing?
So right now we are heading to Nanaimo. So we're in the Georgia Strait. We've come all the way down from Ketchikan in Alaska, and sitting with me is Captain Bill, who graciously agreed to be part of this conversation.
Hey, Captain Bill.
Who's driving the boat?
Who's driving the boat?
Yeah.
Sometimes me, but right now it's Joe.
So what are you doing on a boat? You're not a seaman. You have no experience on boats. Why did they let you on this boat?
I have plenty of experience on boats, Jake. I am volunteering my time as crew to bring this boat from Ketchikan down to Port Townsend.
Okay.
And ordinarily this boat, the Alaskan Endeavor, is a research vessel, which Bill can tell you a little bit more about. They do some insanely cool trips up in Alaska, all the way from southeast up to the Arctic Circle.
Captain Bill, get in here. What kind of stuff do you guys do on the boat?
Oh, our radio's going off.
Oh, there we go. It's a Mayday call.
So it's an iceberg, Joe. It's an iceberg.
Yeah. Usually it's a log.
Alaska Endeavor is a 501c3 nonprofit. We run the Endeavor, which is a 72-foot research vessel. And we take high school students, college students, and professional researchers out on research trips. They can be almost anything. We do paleontology trips, fossil hunting, dinosaur hunting. We do bear studies. We do fish studies. We do some ornithology. We measure glaciers. It's a mixed bag, and it's absolutely wonderful. We get to see a little bit of everything. We get to share it with students, and we get to have these professionals with their expertise on board who tell us what we're looking at, and that's pretty exciting.
And people like Laura.
Oh, that's wonderful. How long?
I'm paying them off, just FYI. Get really cool people like Laura.
How long have you been a captain, Captain Bill?
Say it again.
How long have you been a captain?
Oh boy, a long time. I've run the Endeavor since 2007, from Southern California up into the Arctic.
Captain Bill, is this your wife sitting next to you?
More or less, yeah.
No, I'm the first mate and expedition manager.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not quite wife.
What's your name?
My name's Corky Parker.
Corky, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
So the coolest thing about this boat, to me, one of the coolest things, it's an Army T-boat from the 1950s, and it used to take prisoners to and from Alcatraz. That's the origin story of the boat that we're on right now.
So like Bugsy Siegel and famous people locked up on Alcatraz might have been on this boat?
Exactly. Yeah, they used to keep them shackled on the aft deck.
Yeah. Luckily, they're not doing that to me.
Yeah, that's why Laura could play it.
So what are you guys like? I'm still trying to wrap my head around what you're doing all day, Laura. Are you scrubbing the decks? What are you doing all day?
Scrubbing the decks, cooking. We eat 3 square meals a day, just like anyone else would.
You're driving.
And I'm driving the boat. Yes, I've been driving the boat.
This does not lend me great confidence in this boat. If Laura is driving this boat.
I have the sharpest eyes on board. I can see all the logs.
What we're doing right now is we're bringing the boat down from Alaska for the winter to do some work in Port Townsend in Seattle, some interior work, and then we'll take it back up in the spring.
My mother-in-law lives in Port Townsend. I may have seen this boat. Is that the home port? Is that where you guys tend to dock?
We don't tend to dock anywhere. We're totally pelagic. Our home port technically is Petersburg, Alaska. But we do spend a couple of winters down at Port Townsend recently.
What my question though is I love going on cruises. I've been up to Alaska a number of times on the cruises and gone into up to the great glaciers and stuff. Super fun, but it's all recreation and a lot of drinking. Is any of that happening in the evenings? I mean, because again, you cannot be working all day.
Not with our high school students.
Well, obviously not with the high school, but Laura.
Me specifically. I've been sworn to secrecy.
Okay.
What has this particular voyage been researching, Captain Bill? This particular trip?
This is just a maintenance run.
Yeah, which is why I was able to volunteer.
Yeah, we're not doing any science on this trip. We're just moving the boat from one point to another. But we have seen quite a few whales on this trip.
Yeah, tons of humpbacks. I saw a sea otter that no one else saw, but I swear I saw it.
Yeah, again with the no drinking, right?
Yeah, sea lions, an eagle, all sorts of cool stuff.
Oh, there's a dog on board.
Bella, she's the co-captain, really. She can smell a whale from a mile away, and she'll bark at it, just point her nose exactly
pretty
in that
good.
direction.
That must come in handy out there. I was talking with my wife, Laura, when you initially told us you were going on this vacation.
No, please.
It is a vacation. That's fine. I don't mind it. You're completely within the bounds. This is exactly what I would do if I didn't have any,
It's a noble effort. Yeah.
If I could get out of the house for that long of time and my wife would let me, that sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, this is a no kids trip for sure.
I was just assuming though that this is like, are you seeing other people up there, Laura? Is there? This sounds like it sounds like a Hallmark movie, doesn't it?
Really does, yeah.
Like if there was a young man also on the boat who's also volunteering his time. Is any of that happening? No?
Not really.
Corky, you can't show her around the Alaskan places up there?
Number 60.
At least.
That's kind.
Honestly, we haven't really been anywhere near civilization until last night. We saw a handful of fishing boats.
And then you were in Ketchikan? You were in Ketchikan last night? Is that right?
Ketchikan a week and a half ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's nothing in Ketchikan. I've been there.
Yeah. No, it's been great. I've never been to Alaska before. Actually, the most Hallmark movie part was probably when my plane couldn't land in Ketchikan to bring me up here, and I got stranded on Wrangell Island, which is just a one-room schoolhouse.
It's exactly a Hallmark plot. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The TSA guy was cute.
You should have just stayed.
Couldn't write it.
When you're in Nanaimo, you guys are on your way to Nanaimo. Try a Nanaimo bar. Do you guys know those? I'm sure you do.
Love them.
Yeah, pretty tasty.
Yeah.
All right.
How much will Customs let you bring back? Yeah, bring back a bunch of them.
And a seal if you can. Grab one of those otters and bring them back. I don't know if that's legal, but that dog will help you find one. All right. Laura, have a great time. Captain Bill, nice to meet you. Corky, first mate, nice to meet you as well. Travel safely, whatever you say to seafaring people. Travel safely. And
I'll be back on Thursday.
all right. We'll see you then.
Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan.
Don't try to sneak any seals in. Yeah,
calm
you'll be fine.
waters and something.
A fair wind, the following sea, right?
Fair winds.
There you go.
Winds.
Fair winds and something. Laura, thanks for coming on. Captain Bill, Corky, have a great day, everybody. And we got a lot more coming up, so stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
This is Lynn. She's always been active, maybe a little too active back in the day.
When I was 19 years old and immortal, I stripped out all my ligament and I had to have 6 knee surgeries, and that's on my right knee. And then my left knee finally gave out and had a torn meniscus.
Years of pain followed until she saw Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm 4 months out and I have no pain in my knees, and I have had knee pain my whole life. I have no concept of what it was like without pain. It's a miracle. I'm totally thrilled.
No pain, no limits.
Dr. Wagner gave me the green light to ski again this year. I'm like, that's incredible. So I'm just so excited.
After years of surgeries and setbacks, Lynn finally got her freedom back.
I think he saved my legs, so saved my knees, and gave me at least another 10, 15 years to do what I wanted to.
If joint pain is holding you back, find out what stem cell therapy could do for you with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang, that one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Metropolitan Markets, PCC, or Safeway. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
This season, gift yourself the chance to slow down and truly savor holiday wonders just a short journey from home. Victoria, BC glows with festive lights, charming traditions, and the space to reconnect with yourself, loved ones, and the joy of the season. Victoria is just a scenic ferry or seaplane ride from Seattle, making it the perfect getaway. This Christmas, step into a more relaxed rhythm. Plan your trip at tourismvictoria.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Do the holiday parties, tailgating, and family get-togethers have your liver working overtime? Let Active Liver help give your liver some relief at Amazon or VitaCost, CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
All right, welcome back to the show. You know, every once in a while, somebody does something so incredibly impressive physically.
Okay.
That you just have to talk about it.
Sure.
This guy, and also stupid. Did I say that?
Is
impressive the right word? No, this actually is kind of unbelievable. There's a guy who's for Red Bull. He skis for Red Bull, and he's a Polish guy. He's a Polish mountaineer. His name is Andrzej Bargiel. I'm probably butchering that name, or I might be exactly right. I wouldn't know. I'm not Polish. But he makes it up to the top of Everest and all the way back down to base camp, and he does it without oxygen. Without oxygen.
That right there is a superhuman feat.
Yes.
To climb the highest pinnacle on the face of the earth, Everest, and not need. They all use oxygen tanks.
Well, 6,000 people have been to the peak of Everest.
Yeah.
Less than 3% do it without oxygen. So you're already in rare air. Good. So he did that. But what else he did, which sets him apart? He's the first to ever do this. So he goes up to the top, and then he skis down. He skis down, which is unique.
I heard about this. Yeah.
I'm going to play a little audio we have of this guy skiing.
Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This is what it sounds like.
Bring his own theme music too. That's cool.
He's just skiing. There's not a ton of sound here.
See, I think this
there it is. Look at it.
There it is. Yeah. I think this is the smartest thing he's did.
I've had this question often. Whenever I see somebody going up Everest, and then they always end up dying up there, and they leave them up there. They go, "We're just going to leave them up there. They're just going to stay up there dead." Do you know how many dead bodies are up on Everest? It's so hard to get somebody down.
It's
hundreds of dead bodies.
It's hundreds, and they're there. Well, oftentimes they're unattainable. Unreachable.
Well, or it's so incredibly difficult to get down the mountain,
right,
by yourself that you can't possibly
haul down a body. No disrespect to those who perished on the trail, but
but they leave them up there.
Yes.
And they have them marked off. So people know, and you might be walking up the mountain. Think about how weird that would be, by the way. You go up the mountain. I'm not mean to laugh. I'm just it's so crazy. You're hiking up this mountain, and you see a pair of shoes sticking out, some hiking boots sticking out from beneath like ice.
Yeah.
And that's a person who's been up there for decades.
It's a memorial up there. It's a graveyard.
It's a graveyard.
Yeah.
And they just leave them up there, many of them with no plans to bring them down because they can't.
Well, they can't.
But this guy skis down?
He skis down. You know,
why aren't more people skiing down?
I think that's what I'm saying. You know, it's
or hang gliding.
It's as hard to come down as it is to go up for a lot of people.
Yeah, if you make it.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause your energy level's depleted. You know, your muscles are giving out, and coming down is hard on the body to constantly fall onto your legs.
Sure.
We climbed Mount Rainier once. Mount St. Helens.
Yeah.
Climb it. But we glissaded down, which is where you sit on your butt and slide. That's the best part of the day.
You can do that on Everest, I guess.
Right. Well, with skis, but people ski down Rainier.
Can you imagine somebody just like pulling out a toboggan? Like that's disrespectful, dude.
But you know, you're sliding down your butt with an ice axe as a rudder and a brake.
Really?
Yeah, and there are points where you can't do it anymore. But it took the stress of getting back down, physical stress of getting back down, off of us to just slide down on our bums.
Did you have any concerns over looking silly?
No, I didn't care. I was so tired. I didn't care what I looked like.
I just want to get down.
I'd have taken the first helicopter that brought me down.
Well, yeah, obviously the helicopter would be better.
These days, what people do though, what it takes to get people excited, right? The guys in the squirrel suits who go flying down.
Do you remember that guy? I know we're out of time. You remember that guy who jumped out from space? That Felix Baumgartner guy?
Yes.
Jumped out from space. It's skydived from space. Unbelievable. Red Bull.
Planes weren't high enough.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot more coming up. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Your time is money. So why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting.
For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Some major developments in the criminal case against former FBI Director James Comey. The federal judge is questioning what he called a disturbing pattern of missteps before the grand jury. CBS's Scott McFarland.
This is a rare thing, a federal judge ordering grand jury materials handed over to a criminal defendant. But in a 24-page ruling, the judge explained his rationale, saying there's concerns about how the grand jury was conducted, some gaps in time between the handing over of the materials and the handing back of the indictment.
The interim U.S. attorney who filed the charges was a former White House aide with no prosecutorial experience. The acting chief of FEMA resigned today after criticism over the agency's handling of the deadly floods in Texas back in July. David Richardson had only been on the job a few months. CBS's Chanel Call reports.
More than 130 people lost their lives during those floods, and Richardson himself was pretty sharply criticized because people said that he was inaccessible during the early moments of that crisis.
That complicated efforts to deploy search and rescue teams. President Trump was asked today about his decision to now urge House Republicans to approve the release of all of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
What I just don't want Epstein to do is detract from the great success of the Republican Party, including the fact that the Democrats are totally blamed for the shutdown.
CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns on Capitol Hill.
What you're going to see tomorrow is a lot of Republicans signing on to this because this is something that they all wanted, before Trump took office. The question is what the Senate does, because before Trump's comments over the weekend encouraging people to vote for it, the Senate had no appetite to take this up.
Trump said he would sign it if the Senate does pass the bill. More than 130 people were arrested in Charlotte, North Carolina during the administration's latest immigration crackdown. Camilo Montoya Galvez reports New Orleans could be next.
It could start as soon as the Operation Charlotte concludes, and so the administration is planning to continue to expand immigration enforcement across the country.
President Trump said he's willing to talk with Venezuela's President Maduro. CBS's Charlie D'Agata is in Puerto Rico.
There are now 12 or 13 warships currently in this region, what the military calls Southern Command area of responsibility, and that gives the president options. And now the president says with all of that military hardware in place, he's willing to talk to the leadership of Venezuela and President Nicolas Maduro himself.
Trump also said today he'd be okay with anti-drug strikes inside Mexico. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
Coming up, President Trump talks World Cup in Seattle. That's after Nate Connors at the Real Time Traffic Desk.
All right, thanks, Aaron. This report brought to us by Wilcox Family Farm Eggs. Eastbound 520, just before the Montlake Boulevard exit. A multi-vehicle collision blocks that right lane, leaving just the one lane open, so drivers are backed up on the I-5 in both directions right now. Westbound 520 has a looky-loo backup at the scene. The drive through Seattle on I-5 looks good, though, in both directions. Up in Everett, it's that time of day when we have that shift change at Boeing, so we've got a thick backup eastbound 526 leaving the plant. Southbound 405 is quickly filling in between Factoria and the VMAC there in Renton. Looks like we may have a blocking issue down there. Bellevue to Renton right now is at 20 minutes. The First Avenue South Bridge is up for marine vessels. Fresh food comes from local farms. For healthier eggs or 3 times the omega-3s, choose Wilcox Omega-3 eggs at Costco. Locally fresh since 1909. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. New this hour, President Trump says he's got his eyes on Seattle and its incoming mayor ahead of next year's World Cup. He was asked today about public safety in the city, and the president threatened to pull the games from Seattle.
If we think there's going to be a problem, Johnny, can I say we will move? I don't think you're going to have this problem, but we're going to move the event to someplace where it's going to be appreciated and safe.
The president was speaking from the Oval Office alongside the president of FIFA. Seattle is set to host 6 World Cup games. We are reaching out to Mayor-elect Katie Wilson for comments. Federal prosecutors say a 29-year-old sex offender will serve 17 years for exploiting teens he met on social media. Jake Harrison, newcomer, was on state supervision for child rape when he cut off his ankle monitor. For 3 months on the run, prosecutors say he posed as a teen boy and abused girls across the states. The extradition process is now underway for the man accused of killing another man with one punch at White River Amphitheater back in August. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
Prosecutors say 31-year-old Devin McCurdy is responsible for the death of Brandon Gotze. After that punch, Gotze fell back, hit his head, and died from his injuries. McCurdy allegedly fled to Alabama, where he was located and arrested and is already charged with second-degree murder. Douglas Wagner with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
We're able to actually file those charges against the individual that law enforcement has confirmed the ID without their actual presence.
No word yet on when McCurdy will return to Washington. Bail is already set at $2 million. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Mariners make good on their number one priority this offseason, re-signing fan favorite Josh Naylor. The first baseman is reportedly signing a 5-year deal. Ryan Divish covers the Mariners for the Seattle Times and tells 710 Seattle Sports.
5 years is more than anybody thought Josh Naylor was going to get. They went out and gave him 5 years, and that's why they're going to get him, because that's what they realize is, look, this guy fits. He wants to be here. They want him here. Make it happen.
Naylor will turn 29 next season. He first arrived in Seattle at the trade deadline back in July. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Drying out today with still some lingering showers this afternoon. Tomorrow looks mostly cloudy, and the rest of the work week is also looking pretty dry. Right now, 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, one glorious hour left to go. Spike, we got a lot of stuff to cover. We've just been chatty all day.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yeah, we
missed
catching
each
up to
other,
do,
so
yeah.
we wanted to just chat about a lot of stuff. We're going to get into a topic that is 3 days old.
Okay.
But it's the 4th day, 4 days old. Starbucks strike continues.
On day 4.
The strike continues. Yeah. Day 4. Nationwide strike. That's what everybody's talking about. Katie Wilson is also there, and should we hear a little bit about what she had to say? This is literally, if I'm doing my math correctly, this started on November 13th, correct? The Starbucks Red Cup Day strike?
Yes, Thursday, yeah.
Okay,
yep, last
so
Thursday.
the strike began on Thursday. Starbucks is busy Red Cup Day, and that's the same day that Mayor Bruce Harrell conceded to mayoral-elect Katie Wilson, correct?
Correct.
So Thursday, she gave some sort of a speech being excited, and then did she run straight over to the protest?
I think she was at the protest first.
She was at there first.
I think she was there
That's
first.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
As the mayor-elect, right, at that point in time. It hadn't been confirmed yet, but the scales had tipped in her favor.
People knew by Thursday.
We knew by
it was
then,
just a matter of time.
And she has since been, she's a very pro-labor candidate.
Yeah.
It seemed like the place to be for her.
Listen, if you're running on the things she's running on, there's nowhere else you want to be than the microphone at a picket line.
Right.
That's where she's going to find her friendliest crowd. All right, so this is her. She got up to speak in front of some picketers. I believe this was at is this the Pike Street location? Where was this at? Roastery, Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Roastery, Capitol Hill, which is closing, right? Isn't that one closing?
That's one of the, it's already gone. One of the targeted.
It's already gone.
Yeah. Because
what are they striking for in front of that one?
The strike. That one was just a photo op. That was a gathering place.
They should have struck at one that was still open. One that was already closed. What's the deal?
Because the striking.
Did they know it was closed?
Yeah, it's been boarded up for weeks.
Wouldn't that be funny if they didn't?
Showed up here.
Showed up.
We're at the Four Seasons lawn care.
I'm never buying. Like she makes an empty promise. Her first promise is,
I'm never shopping.
I'm never
there
buying
again.
a coffee here again. Well,
and none of you are. Do you guys build a human wall?
It's closed.
No one's going in.
Look what we've already accomplished.
Mission accomplished banner above her head.
Mission accomplished.
So let me get, if I get the facts straight, the striking stores are just the union stores.
Yeah.
Right, which is maybe 4 or 5% of the total Starbucks stores coast to coast.
So Starbucks has 10,000 U.S. locations.
Mm-hmm.
They have 240,000. They call them partners, but they're employees. 240,000 partners.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 4% are unionized.
Right.
Is it Workers United? Yeah, Workers United.
And those are the ones that are striking.
Those are the ones that are striking.
Right.
So 96 something percent.
Yeah.
Is 96.7. Is that still a thing? I was gone. I was sick. 6.7 still a thing?
I'm avoiding it like the plague. I haven't looked into it.
I think us dads have killed it. So most of the stores are still operating as per usual.
A vast majority.
Katie Wilson got right up there in front of the microphone. She's feeling great. She just won the mayoral election, and she had this to say to everybody fighting for whatever they're fighting for.
Oh my gosh, it is so amazing to be here today. You all are beautiful. Here we are.
I think she's feeling a little euphoric.
The newly minted mayor.
You're all so beautiful.
Thank you to the incredible Starbucks partners and workers who are here today and fighting across the country for a fair contract and for a union.
Let's pause it there for a second. We're going to break this down beat by beat in some of the points that she makes. Fair contract. What do you think she means by fair contract?
Well, hopefully,
and I'm not saying that you're agreeing with what they're asking for. I'm just like trying to understand better what she's
fair. I guess if
supporting.
I guess if you're there in front of a crowd full of protesters, strikers at this point, these are striking. I'm assuming everybody at that rally is a striking union Starbucks employee, right?
Well, I wouldn't assume that they're all employees. I think a lot of them are just people who like strikes.
Well, it looks like
Katie Wilson's not an employee.
It looks like there's more press than protesters in these photos, but that's just me. Maybe it is.
I agree with you.
So I guess what is a fair contract? They're saying they want to be paid what other baristas around town make.
Comparable baristas.
Yeah. That seems like a fair wage would be. Just because you work for the biggest coffee company on the face of the earth doesn't mean they should pay less to make the coffee. That's their argument.
That's their argument. Okay.
Plus,
Jonah,
there's
you're
the khaki pants.
Did you have something to add?
Yeah, just their specific demands are a union contract that includes higher wages, more consistent and predictable scheduling, and an end to alleged unfair labor practices. There was that alleged union busting and, the public thing that unionized stores are barred from certain events. Unionized employees can't collect tips, just stuff like that.
Gotcha. I'm going to read you a little bit about what they're making right now. And I want you to tell me if you think this is unfair.
You mean drink-wise, or?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
The cost of a caramel macchiato.
Yeah, I'd be striking there.
Do we think that that's a fair price? Absolutely not. No, not the price of the drinks. Here's what they make right now. So Starbucks employees make, on average, $30 per hour for hourly partners. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
When you factor in, now Starbucks is doing a little bit of math here for us.
Okay.
So when you factor in the health coverage that they get,
okay,
the tuition coverage, you can get a free 4-year college degree at Arizona State University if you're a partner at Starbucks.
Do you got to go to ASU?
You got to go to ASU.
I don't have the navel.
Is it a Sun Devil?
I don't have the Sun Devil. I don't have the midriff.
You don't have the.
I couldn't pull it off.
You don't have the
It's
booty
Pierce
shorts.
Naval U. It is. It's Pierce Naval U. Any dad whose daughter says she wants to go to ASU,
shudders.
Shut her down.
Yeah. So yes, it would have to be at ASU.
Okay, that's still okay.
But hey, if you're willing to wear a naval shirt, like you said,
a little crop top,
and you don't mind the sun,
yeah,
then that's not a bad deal. No, but you can do it online. You can do it from here in Seattle or wherever you work.
I'm kidding. That's actually a nice company perk to offer free college tuition. That's no small thing.
These are for hourly partners. 18 weeks of paid family leave, even when working part-time. These benefits all kick in at 20 hours per week, which is not crazy if you are an employee at Starbucks. A lot of times the argument is they cap people so that they don't get to the 40-hour mark, which then makes it full-time.
Right.
Now, I have worked a million part-time jobs in my career climb. At no company that I was ever at were they not capping hours. This is an industry practice across every industry. This happens everywhere because there is a clear delineation between full-time employees and hourly workers. And companies understand this. Even if people who don't work for these companies don't understand this, I mean, whatever. Companies understand this, and that's how they're able to survive. Some people, they make full-time. Assistant managers, those people are making full-time salaries. Other folks, they're limiting. So I was a barista at a competing Starbucks
I'll be competing with
company.
Starbucks. Right.
It's called Tully's. We did so well, they're no longer in business.
They overpaid you guys, huh? Too many benefits.
Too many benefits. I got
whole T-shirts.
I drink a lot of free coffee.
Sure.
So I one time was feeling very ambitious and I wanted to make more money. And so I called around to all the other stores and I said, hey, I'm available. If you guys want to let me pick up some extra hours, I would love to do it.
Sure.
Now, these stores took me up on it. And so for like a week, I was like, I've discovered a secret. I can just work as much as I want if I just let these other stores know that I'm ready to work the hours. And my district manager at one point calls me at one of these other stores and says, are you working? And I said, yeah, thinking I'm going to get an attaboy.
No, I'm on the phone right now.
Well, yeah,
let me go.
I wish I was working, but I'm talking to you. No, but I thought I was going to get a big like, hey, there you go. That's the ambitious spirit that we want.
Put the company first.
You're on the road to middle manager, buddy.
Yeah.
And what he said was, get out. You can't work today. Go away. Because I was just about to pass over into the full-time mark.
Yeah. Okay.
And they said, you can't do that. That's a no-no. And I didn't understand that because I was only 18 at the time.
Sure.
Benefits kick in a way that they don't want you to. All these different things. Now, that's the company's prerogative. That's up to them. That's fine. So guess how long I stayed there? I went and found more work at a different company where I could make more money. That's the employee's prerogative. You're not bound to these companies. You don't have to be there. We don't live in that kind of a country.
No, we don't.
You can go anywhere you want. If you don't like the pay, like one of the things that they're saying, according to this Como News piece that I saw here, they're saying that Starbucks pays their employees on average. It looks like what is this here? Looks like city's minimum wage starts at about $20.76 an hour for Seattle, but they claim the smaller coffee houses in the city start their employees at $25 an hour. That's what the union says. Nearby, so tiny little drive-throughs and whatever. Who knows if those people have their clothes on? But whatever. You get what I mean.
They make all their money in tips.
They make a lot of tips.
For $2, they work for $2 an hour and still buy new houses.
But here's my question. You have the option of going and working. If you know that somebody's paying 25% more, because that's what we're talking about, between $20.76 and $25 an hour, that's a 25% raise. If you already have the skills of being a barista and you can go across the street to a different place and you make 25% more, why don't you do that?
So I'm trying to find out the logic behind why do you strike for somebody who's giving you these benefits that take them up to how much? 30 an hour?
30 an hour.
Right? Why would you feel like if the company's paying 25, they're not giving any of those additional benefits?
Yeah, that company's not paying for your college.
So I mean that's your choice not to take advantage of those benefits.
100%, Spike.
So I don't
So
get
what's the complaint?
They want to have their cup and eat it too, I guess, is what they're looking for.
Sure.
Looking to have all these perk benefits,
they want edible cups.
whether it's
haven't we tried that with the paper straws? It did not work.
With the college tuition opportunity available, with the family leave options available,
healthcare benefits.
I guess they're thinking
if 20 hours.
If you're not taking part in those, do they want just $25 or an hour or more money per hour? Because we're not using those benefits. That's one legitimate side of the equation. Side of the discussion, the debate.
Young people never factor in benefits. They never factor in benefits.
No, it's short-sighted. What am I making per hour?
It is short-sighted. 401k contributions, all that kind of stuff. Starbucks does. They're not factoring that in, and they absolutely should be.
Do you have to be a career Starbucks person to consider the fact that you've got college tuition opportunities, that you've got paid family leave opportunities? If someone's not that long vested, I don't want to be long vested in a green apron.
You've got Starbucks stock options that you have an access to. It's called the Bean something. I forget what it's called. It's got something Bean. It's like
Bean Feast. We heard about it earlier. No, it's a different thing.
I want a bean feast. That's what this feels like a little bit. But no, so they did do, and I don't think that they're fairly factoring in the additional benefits.
It feels that way to me. And if you're not willing, if you're not interested in pursuing those additional benefits, then the hourly rate matters to you. But to your point, though, then go work somewhere else.
Go work somewhere else. Don't complain about it and strike down stores and shut down stores. Let's continue on with Katie Wilson here.
Together we can send a powerful message. No contract. No contract.
Again, they're at a already closed location. So she says that she's not going to be buying Starbucks and urges you not to buy Starbucks either.
That is why I am proud to join them on their picket line and proud to say loud and clear, I am not buying Starbucks and you should not either.
Oh, Miss Mayor. Madam Mayor.
I'm going to play you a cut here and I want to get your reaction to this, Spike. She's just won mayor of Seattle. Mm-hmm. This is the first thing that she does in her newly elected position. If this is any sign of how her, I assume, short tenure as mayor is going to go, I think Seattle is in for interesting times. And this is also, I think, the reason why people are very skeptical that she's going to have great success. If the first thing that you do before she even gives her acceptance speech is to go across town and boycott one of, if not the most famous Seattle institutional business as Starbucks, what kind of a message is that sending?
You're going to vilify one of the largest employers in your town out of the gate?
Does
an
that
iconic brand that your city's never going to make them the enemy here. You're not, you're clearly inside of the worker. Okay, we get it.
Let me play.
But there's a sense of what's the word I'm looking for? Diplomacy?
Yeah.
Maybe that might be appropriate here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think Bruce Harrell would have done this? No. I think we're going to get a lot of Katie Wilson, Bruce Harrell comparisons for the next few months.
Is this a learning curve for her? Is there anybody talking to her?
No, I think this is...
Madam Mayor, this is a bad look.
I think this
out of
is
the gate.
What she is, where she's coming from. This is her worldview. Her worldview is a Starbucks
is evil,
doing wrong by these people by
exploiting
giving them
their workers,
$21-something an hour, and all the benefits previously mentioned.
Yeah,
Starbucks is the villain here, according to Katie Wilson. I'm going to play you this clip, and I want to see if you had the same reaction that I did. This is what else she said.
And I would like to close with a message to Starbucks. This is your hometown and mine. Seattle's making some changes right now. And I urge you to do the right thing. Because in Seattle, when workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Because this is your city. Thank you very much.
Did anything jump out at you about that clip like it did for me? Just talking about how Starbucks, this is your hometown, just like it is mine.
Do the right thing.
Well, the hometown part. What does she mean by that, hometown? When I think of hometown, I think of like, where's somebody from? Like if I asked you, like, Spike, where's your hometown? What would you say?
My hometown's still Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she was born here. She was raised here, Katie Wilson.
No, she wasn't.
What?
No, you know she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
So that to me is like you're a little bit of an outsider, right?
Yeah.
A lot of bit of an outsider. I mean, she's born in New York. She didn't come here until 2004. Starbucks predates Katie Wilson by a great margin. She comes here. She wins the mayoral office, which is whatever, good for her. But then she immediately goes out and, like, I'm not a person who his natural inclination is to feel sorry for Starbucks or want to go and patronize Starbucks and give it my money. But when I see that she's saying, don't buy Starbucks, and I hope you won't too, the very first thing I was like, you know what? I want to go get a holiday cup at Starbucks.
I want one of those glass bears.
I want one of those little,
you bet.
Yeah. I want one of those bears.
Those bear cups.
Can't get anymore.
Right,
mostly because I want to sell it on the secondary market, make a little change before the holidays.
So when I say my hometown's Baltimore, it is. But as I think about it a little bit, I've been here more than half my life. Okay. And Seattle's my home now. My home. Sure. Not my hometown, just my home.
Here's what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong about this, but when I heard her say that, it sounded like she was almost saying, and again, I don't want to try to, psychoanalyze her. I've only seen her in press. I've never met her in person. She has just won the office. She's feeling bolstered and pretty happy with herself.
Yeah.
This, to me, felt a little bit like this town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Like she's got a mandate of the people, and we'll run your green sign bottoms out of town.
Like she was she was saying, you either give the people what they want, or I don't know if it's a mistake that they were in front of a closed down Starbucks.
Oh, that was pretty calculated.
Do they want that for other Starbucks as well? Would they rather not have Starbucks here?
Is she aware that Starbucks would be just fine if they didn't have a single store in Seattle?
That's the truth.
They would be just fine.
They have 10,000 U.S. locations.
That's right.
Do you know what part of their bottom line the Seattle market is? Very small.
It's romantic at best. It's nostalgic.
Best.
Right.
They did because they have a history here.
Yeah.
They're still here. Does it make sense for them to be here? If you have
it would be weird without them, but it's not undoable.
It's not undoable.
Yeah, and she's taking a.
They're not married to the city, but you have the mayor of the city whose first official act is, this is my hometown. Don't buy coffee from these people.
This town could be big enough for the both of us, but that's up to you,
right?
Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like a very generous statement for her to make towards Starbucks.
No, not at all. Not in any way, shape, or form.
Like, as the newly elected mayor, wouldn't you want to go like, hey, you know what, Starbucks? You're a great company, and you pay a lot of people a lot of money for
built wonderful lives.
Kind of a fairly simple task.
Yeah.
And you provide a lot of employment. Let's find ways to even make it better.
Yep.
Instead of saying, don't buy their drinks. That's not the tact that I would have taken.
Doesn't sound like bringing everybody together.
Yeah.
Maybe they're bringing everybody together over at Seattle's Best Coffee.
That's absolutely true. Is that still a thing? They still have locations? Do they have locations?
I think so. I don't know. I'd say go to Tully's, but you drove that place into the ground with all your free coffees. Drank them out of business.
Oh, I miss Tully's. All right, we got a lot more coming up. University prices are going up. Is it worth it? We can talk about that next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Seattle's Morning News.
Hi, I'm Charlie Hart.
And I'm Amanda Factor. Hope you can join us tomorrow.
Will they or won't they?
President Trump has changed his tune on the Epstein files.
The House votes on whether to release them.
New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold weighs in.
We'll also hear from News Nation's Leland Vittert.
And Sully is back with traffic every 10 minutes.
That's 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. The first few steps that I took in the morning were pretty painful.
This is Carlos.
I mean, I had been told by multiple orthopedic surgeons that there was no alternative for me.
That wasn't what he wanted to hear. You see, Carlos is an active guy.
I played basketball, and for 3 to 4 days after, my knees would just be so swollen. And now I can play basketball, and there is no swelling. There is no pain in the knees.
No swelling, no pain, because Carlos went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I'm just happy to be able to be out there. And then knowing that tomorrow I am not going to suffer for this.
What do you say to your friends and family who are in pain?
I say, I had horrible knee pain and stem cells really work for me. You might want to go to Dr. Wagner, just get a consultation before you have surgery.
Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
One day, the words on the page blur. You hold the menu a little farther away. It's subtle until it's not. At Near and Far Vision Partners, we help you see clearly, near, far, and in between. Expert surgeons, advanced technology, sharper focus for every moment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at nearandfarvision.com or call 425-900-2414. Near and Far Vision Partners in Bothell.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. It is one of the biggest undercover drug busts in recent memory here in Western Washington. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
Investigators say the suspects in the investigation had direct ties to the Mexican Sinaloa drug cartel. They are accused of transporting to and distributing large quantities of drugs in King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties. 6 pounds of heroin, 16 pounds of fentanyl powder, and 70 pounds of meth. Casey McNerney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
One way to think of it is if you went to Winco to the bulk food section and tried to load up 70 pounds of flour, everyone would look at you like, what are you doing?
The drugs have a street value of more than $1 million. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A former Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to shut off a plane's engines mid-flight will not serve any additional prison time. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun reports Joseph Emerson was sentenced to time served and supervised release.
Emerson said he was mourning his friend's death and took mushrooms 2 days earlier to help him. He described his actions as trying to wake himself up from a dream. He has openly admitted this and pleaded guilty in federal court and no contest to state charges.
Emerson was off duty back in 2023, riding in the cockpit when he reached for the engine cutoff switches. Flight crew stopped him and the plane landed safely in Portland. The ongoing nationwide strike by unionized Starbucks workers is forcing some stores to close, including at least one here in Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports.
Union workers say their fight is over wages, hours, and scheduling.
We want enough staffing in our stores so we're not overworked, and we want to be paid enough to live in this city.
They say hourly pay in Seattle starts at a little more than $20, while smaller coffee shops offer $25. Starbucks PR released a video response.
When Workers United is ready to return to the bargaining table, we're ready to talk.
Workers inside the Interbay store that's now closed say they're prepared to stay on the picket line indefinitely. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Permanent repairs begin this week in Pacific on State Route 167. That's where an overheight truck hit a bridge back in September. KIRO 7 TV's Allison Amoy reports on the construction timeline.
All northbound lanes will be closed overnight from 11 p.m. this Wednesday to Thursday at 5 a.m. Then northbound lanes will be reduced to a single lane until bridge repairs are complete. And the street underneath, 3rd Avenue Southwest, will also be closed until repairs are done.
Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
This report brought to you by Closets by Design. Speaking of that area, both directions of State Route 167 right now are heavy through Pacific, just volume. We cleared our crash eastbound 520 just before the Montlake Boulevard exit. Those earlier backups have pretty much cleared out by now as well. The I-5 drive through Seattle doing okay. We've got some slowing through the downtown core in both directions. Linwood to Seattle right around 20 minutes. If you're traveling through Newcastle, southbound 405 right now is jam-packed because we've got a stall down at Northeast 44th in the HOV lane. Your bumper-to-bumper backup starts near Southeast 8th and Bellevue. Bellevue to Renton, a half-hour commute. South 5 through South Center is filling in. You actually start crowding at the south end of Boeing Field. Continues all the way to State Route 516. Seattle to Federal Way has about a 10-minute delay right now. Rob, this report brought to you by Closets by Design, custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Still seeing some pockets of light rain, mainly in the North Sound right now. Your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Drying out as the day goes on. Tomorrow looks mostly cloudy with some sun breaks. Right now, 47 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Really fun show today. If you guys have missed any of it, go back and listen to the podcast or watch the YouTube, which is fun. You can watch us live. We talked to Cameron Crowe earlier today at 1 o'clock, so you can go back and watch that. It's a super fun interview. We also talked to Laura, who will be back on Thursday. She is on a repositioning, I'm using air quotes, a repositioning cruise right now, trying to get a boat back from Alaska to Port Townsend.
A research boat.
A research boat. Although they said they're not doing any research right now. So what she's doing...
Letting Laura drive, basically.
We have no idea.
Yeah. That's why I worry about him being back by Thursday.
Yeah,
if they're
good
letting
luck.
Laura drive.
Good luck. We actually went the opposite direction. We're not even in the States anymore. We don't know where we're at.
You see Russia from the deck. Yeah.
So she was fun. So we had a live link with her at 1:30. So go back and watch that. And we had Captain Bill on and his first mate, who it's not clear what their relationship is, but that was interesting. I guess you spend a lot of time on a boat with somebody. And
you get to know them.
Who knows?
Maybe sometimes we're not going to imply anything towards. Not at all.
It's implied in the title. All right. A lot of stuff to talk about here. Did you see this article about WSU raising their prices?
Saw that.
Okay.
Because of decreased enrollment.
Decreased enrollment. Yeah. They got to make up the difference.
Up the short. Yeah.
And so they're raising their prices. How are we feeling about college tuition prices? You feeling good about it, Spike? As a dad who's paying college tuition prices right now?
I don't feel good about it, bud. I don't feel good at all about it.
What's your feeling on it? Why do you think it's so expensive?
Because the money was free and guaranteed. Boom. I mean, as a dad paying college tuition,
he nailed it.
When the federal government got into the student loan business, and the schools found out that they could charge whatever they want to because they were giving loans to everybody to study anything, and that money would be guaranteed. The one loan you can't lose in bankruptcy is a federal student loan.
It is possible. Technically, it's possible, but it's a very tedious and difficult process. You basically have to prove that you are living in poverty to get some sorts of forgiveness or debt or bankruptcy on your federal student loan debt. But it's nearly impossible to do, which is why it's kind of agreed upon that you really can't declare bankruptcy on your student loans. But Spike, I got to say, it heartens me. Watching you on certain things, not everything, but on certain things, watching you become more conservative just wraps me like a warm hug. It makes me feel good.
I wouldn't say that's a conservative point of view, to realize that schools are overpriced because the government's doling out money. I can see the conservative values that portrays.
I would bet if you ask the average person on different ends of the political spectrum, are colleges worth the money and should they be cheaper? Most people would probably say, like, well, yeah, colleges are doing something valuable and you got to pay for a good education.
They're worth some money. I'll say that. I'll jump into that boat with you. They're worth some money.
They are not worth nearly what people are paying out. What you just described is actually called the Bennett hypothesis, which is a guy who used to be a Secretary of Education. His name is William J. Bennett. He proposed that because, just exactly like you said, Spike, when government went into it and said, we're going to guarantee that everybody can get a loan, colleges went, oh, well, then we don't have to worry about making our schools affordable anymore. We can raise the prices to almost anything we want because the money is cheap and easy to get.
And guaranteed.
And it's guaranteed.
Right.
And the government's going to guarantee it. And you're going to get your Fannie Mae or your Freddie Mac student loan, whatever your thing you're going to get. You're going to co-sign with your parents. And you're going to take out $50,000 a year to come study with us. And you're going to leave with a basket weaving or whatever your degree is.
Art history, whatever.
Could be whatever. Could be something.
Sure.
It doesn't matter what the job is that you're leaving to, because you can obviously colleges, they can't force you into a certain career, but they can offer you classes based on what you want to study, and they can charge you a very hefty tuition for that. Now, your odds of being able to make money in the thing that you study, who knows? That's really more up to you. You have to choose wisely.
You do.
And I heard this. There's this podcast called the All In Podcast. This guy named Bill Ackman, who's made a lot of money. He had an interesting idea about how to bring down the cost of college education. And I'm going to play you a little bit of this clip. They talk a little bit about his idea. And as a parent who's actually paying tuition right now, do you think that colleges, if they were forced to do this, would they be a little bit more careful in how they raise prices and also the breadth of degrees that they offer students.
Okay, the wide variety of curriculum.
Wide variety of things that people legitimately, you and I understand,
right?
As people who've been out of college for many years now. There are some things that you can study that and it's useful in your next phase of life.
Okay.
There are other things that you could spend a lot of time and money on that may not be useful in your next phase of life. But here's Bill Ackman's idea, and then we'll talk about it.
What are some ideas around student debt? And Bill Ackman had a great idea, which was we need to put the university on the hook as the first loss.
Yes.
And his suggestion was 20,000 was what he said. I don't know if that's the right number or not. But the logic that he made, which I thought made a lot of sense, was if the universities are forced to underwrite these degrees and they know that they'll take the first dollar loss up to a certain amount, 20, 30, 40,000, they'll be much more circumspect about what degrees they force onto people and the amount of money that they're willing to actually underwrite via these loans. And that will be a telltale sign that a lot of these degrees don't make any sense.
What do you think about that? You're kind of wincing at that a little bit.
Here's the thing. Then you're making the university accountable for the students' effort, ability to learn the information. People can take courses, and just because they fail them doesn't mean the university didn't expend the resources to try to teach them. Right? If you're saying that a university is going to be on the hook if a student, can't get the information and then can't go into the workforce or is unwilling to go into the workforce and find a career in that field, then that's the university's fault. So a little bit of an issue.
If the student finds himself in a position after studying at a college, like so right now, the average cost of tuition on, let's see here, the average cost of tuition at private schools in the U.S., this actually number seems lower than I thought. I guess this is the average. $38,000 is what it costs for a private institution. I mean, just the local private schools here, that would be quite a deal.
Is that an annual number? That's
an annual number.
Okay.
Yeah. For public education, the annual cost is, on average, is $9,374.
Okay.
If the school was on the hook, let's say somebody graduates, let's say they go to this $40,000 a year school, and they do 4 years of that. Now they're $160,000 in debt, if I've done my math correctly.
Yeah.
At the end of that, they start defaulting on those loans. The school bears no responsibility for that right now.
No.
Now, they may have offered them 4 years of, you think I'm joking, but like this basket weaving thing.
No, I hear you.
There are comparable degrees like that where you just hear somebody studying that. You go like, but how does that apply to life? Like, what are you going to do?
Sanskrit. What are you going to do with that?
Well, if the university had a little more stake in the game, would they might still offer the classes, but maybe they would say, hey, you know what? We're going to make some degrees more expensive,
Mm-hmm.
or we're going to lower our tuition in general because we don't want to scare away students. We want more students to come here. Just like WSU is in a situation now where they have lower enrollment, so they're raising their costs. If they had to bear some of that burden on the back end,
Yeah, they'd be more responsible with who they lend money
they'd be
to.
a little bit more responsible about how they lend that money.
Yeah, it's a
because you're not doing these students any favors.
No, saddling them with debt.
You do not understand, as an 18-year-old signing up for $160,000 in debt when you're 22 years old, if everything works out, and oftentimes it turns into 5 years, so that number might be higher. That's a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
and that takes a long time to pay down.
Some people never get there.
Some people never get there.
I'm for looking at restructuring the way colleges are allowed to charge and what they're allowed to offer.
Sure, but we also live in a free country, like
we
you're
do.
saying.
But I'm more in line with restructuring student debt. I think that's the solution out of this. I think students who paid responsibly toward student loans. I understand that the interest rates are astronomical because it's such a risk, because there's such a default factor, and there's so many people. But once you pay a certain amount of time, you should be able to refinance that at a reasonable, fair rate and get out from under student debt.
I would rather they just didn't cost so much to begin with.
Don't take the money going in. I'm with you.
Let's just not
I'm
make
with you
them
there.
cost so much.
Yeah, as you've got 4 of them coming, we got to fix this quick.
I'm trying to get them all into trade school. We had those trade people on last week.
They were fabulous. I
want my kids to be electricians. They're just going to be rolling in cash. They will. They'll be rolling in dough. They're all going to have houses by the time they're 27.
Yep, and they'll take care of their parents, and they're all
gonna
golden
take care
years.
of their parents.
That's right.
And hook up my electricity if it goes out. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We got text next. We'll be right back.
It's official. Seattle will have a new mayor.
I just spoke with Mayor-elect Katie Wilson to congratulate her on a hard-fought victory.
Stay with KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com for the latest.
I believe in good government, and I believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done inside City Hall.
From the trusted Northwest News voices you depend on.
Seattle has spoken, asking about real change.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
When I asked Scott Lucky if his last name had anything to do with his success in the trucking industry, he laughed and said, "Well, Mike, I guess you could say I've always been lucky." But when I asked him how he and his family grew Lucky Distribution Services into the company it is today, he didn't talk about luck at all. "We work hard," he said. "We keep a close eye on the bottom line, and we treat our people the right way." In other words, Scott Lucky makes his own luck, which is precisely why he switched to Pure Talk Business. "Last month, I paid the big guys $740 for 12 lines," he told me. "This month, I paid Pure Talk $420 for the exact same service." Thousands of businesses all over the country are saving real money by switching to America's most dependable 5G network, and luck has nothing to do with it. Just dial pound 250 and say micro. That's pound 250 micro to switch to a wireless company that works as hard as you do. Pure Talk.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Thanks, Brandy. Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home. better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster at a higher price and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For them, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
Carpoolers using the SR 167 Express toll lanes now need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
All right, welcome back to the show. We got a lot of text messages today, so we're just going to fire them away, fire right into them. Laura's not with us, but Jonah is. Jonah, you've been doing a great job today. And as a reward, we're going to let you read these text messages.
Oh, thanks.
Jonah, start us off with some Katie Wilson general reactions.
Yeah, Sam says, I wonder if Katie Wilson won because of the name association with Mayor Goldie Wilson.
Oh, Back to the Future.
Goldie Wilson.
Goldie Wilson's going to clean up these streets.
Mark says, I like Bruce a lot. That said, I don't want my political leaders to always bend the knee and kiss the ring of big business. Anyone remember us bending over backwards for Boeing?
Do you have context of what Mark means by that, bending over backwards for Boeing? What does Mark mean by that?
I'm not really clear because I know that Boeing's had a lot of concessions from local leadership, from local governance.
Yes.
We have tax breaks, and as they should, being at one time the largest employer in the tentpole of the economy of the Northwest.
Yeah, they've done more good locally than they've received, I think.
I would like to think so. When they moved out of town, they did take it, a quality hit. When management moved to Chicago, when production moved to Indiana or South Carolina.
They're expanding right now. Aren't they expanding South Carolina to
they
the
are.
tune of $1 billion?
But they're also bringing management back here to the Northwest. Their new CEOs foregoing, out-of-state leadership and making sure that the product is still job one at Boeing, not profits.
Interesting, Mark. Matt says, I honestly think Katie Wilson is being underrated. I think she'll be better than most people expect. She hasn't even started yet, and folks are already saying she's going to fail. Not fair. I'm behind her. I was hired with no experience, and I had great success from the start. 40 years of it. I showed that the status quo isn't always the only path.
All right.
Matt, listen, we all hope you're right, and that she's a raving success instead of a different kind of raving. And we'll find out which one she is, and I guess we'll eat our words, Matt, if we are wrong about Katie Wilson. I do think it helps, though. I do think it's worth noting that the things that she's talking about implementing usually fail for a very specific reason, in that she doesn't have money for them.
Right.
That's a problem.
Right. And you promise too much. You overpromise and underdeliver. It's a recipe for disaster.
And then the way that you get out of it, which will happen, is that she will have to say, well, if we had just been able to implement my plan with the money needed, then it would have worked, which is always the thing that they go to when socialism doesn't work. Well, it wasn't implemented in the right way, and we didn't spend enough, and if we just spent a little bit more, we could have achieved the utopian dream. But you don't have the money, and that's why it doesn't work. So yes, Matt, it would be great if we all had bean feasts or whatever the thing was that we were joking about earlier, but that's not reality. But we'll find out, Matt.
Is it Jesus or Jesus and Kent? What do you think?
I think it's safe to say Jesus.
Okay.
No, it's Jesus.
Jesus and Kent says, get rid of the way we tax people, and we won't be able to take advantage of the system. Elon isn't dodging anything. He's taking advantage of a system that we created. I've kind of said that for years. The loophole's got to go.
We don't have time to get into this.
That's why I brought it up now.
Very much disagree on this. Let's see. Seattle Seahawks Sports. Ryan says, look at Jared Goff. He played almost identically crappy as Sam Darnold, and you don't hear the same amount of guff toward Goff. I'm a Lions fan, and I still wish we could get a different quarterback. I'm a Lions fan. Is he saying he wished we could get a different quarterback as a Lions fan? Or is he saying he's a Lions fan and he wishes...
I think he's not happy with Jared Goff.
Well, we're in Seattle, Ryan.
Right, he's still a Lions fan.
Oh, okay.
He says he's a Lions fan. Johnny, you want to read the 206?
Yeah, for that same conversation, 206 says, you can't blame the Hawks completely. On the first interception, the defender grabbed the receiver's shirt, keeping him from going for the ball. It's even on film. On the last pass before the winning field goal attempt, same thing. He grabbed the shirt. The ref finally called that defender on it. Both holds were visible on TV.
Yeah, that last pass interference we got was a make good.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah. We're almost out of time, so I'm going to read a few of these camera crow-ins really quickly. John says, this is the greatest interview of all time. Mike says, just bought the book. Thank you for a lifetime of movies and music. Cameron says, hi, Laura. We miss you. Excited for your adventure. That's not related, but I guess it's a Laura-related one. Go back and listen to the Cameron Crowe interview. Also, listen to the whole listen to the whole show. Just listen to the whole thing.
Do yourself a favor.
Do yourself a favor. All right, John Curley's coming up next. We will see you back here tomorrow. It's going to be a great week, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Disaster in L.A.
Sam, look out. Back across the middle. Ball is intercepted. Reading Sam Darnold's eyes. Why did Sam Darnold not see some of those defenders?
How do Darnold and the Hawks bounce back?
I got to be better personally. He's a great quarterback. He's our quarterback. We love him.
We all know Sammy D's a baller.
We threw 4 interceptions today and had a chance to win it at the end.
Proud of our guys for fighting, man.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Time is running out to save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. Now through the end of the month, save big on home comfort systems, generators, water heaters, and more. Plus, take advantage of 12-month interest-free financing and get your home winter ready before the chilly season starts. Trust the team voted best in the Pacific Northwest to be your dedicated home comfort company. Call Bob's today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. It's tolling now, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good-to-Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
John Curley here. Attention landlords. Let's say you've owned a rental for 20 years. Tenants are calling at 1 a.m. It's another problem you would love to sell, but those taxes keep you stuck. Many properties today are producing less cash flow than a high-yield savings account. Some landlords are working harder than ever for 1 to 3% return. That's why Madrona Financial and CPAs are hosting a free landlord retirement plan workshop November 18th in Kirkland, November 19th in Tacoma, and November 20th back in Kirkland, all at 3 p.m. Madrona does things differently. They're wealth advisors and CPAs, so they understand both investments and taxes. You'll learn strategies like how to sell without triggering massive capital gains, or how to avoid depreciation recapture surprises, and why DSTs are becoming so popular with retired landlords. Only 10 seats per workshop. Call 833-673-7373 to reserve yours. That's 833-673-7373.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.